I had to drive to the Best Buy once for a meeting. I hated it. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Welcome to today's stream.
Oh my god, I can do this finally because I have
Take
a shirt.
off your.
I have a shirt
show
that isn't
off your
fucking
titties.
torn.
Oh my god. we get. It's the Pete exclusive titty hour after his leave of absence.
Yeah, I'm missing a gallbladder. Has anyone seen it?
We kind of need it for today's stream. Can you bring it if you found it?
Yeah, this stream is hinging on my gallbladder.
So you better bring it. Maybe that's what Clive's going to Walmart for.
I don't get the fuck. Why did you make that the thumbnail?
Because I didn't know what else to do. I'm trying something different, okay?
Fuck, I goddamn it, this water. There's one of those water bottles that's like slightly pressurized for some reason that like when you turn the cap, water just fucking comes out and like...
I wanted to drink that. Anyway, welcome to the VOD. We're playing Final Fantasy XVI.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
I remembered to plug them in this time. Did you remember to bring headphones at all?
I did. But I didn't not remember to plug them in. I just haven't plugged them in.
Classic Peter.
I just...
Glad to have you back.
I'm just vibing, you know? Listen, we're going to be listening to the same song with the same purple sky.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game.
Lo-fi beats to, I don't know, destroy mother crystals too. That's what I named the last stream, I think.
I think you did.
Lo-fi beats to suck Ultima's dick to.
Oh.
If you're here,
Glove.
where the hell is everyone else?
Where is everyone else? Don't tell me.
All right. But it's a long
Oh,
story.
Ben Starr. It's almost like I just heard your voice in a French game.
Whoa. You play French?
You lot don't
That's
think
sacré
about
bleu.
it.
I'm so excited for the thing I talked about with dog water.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to do that. You know, the beret and the strip.
Yeah.
Like a whole day of just like,
Man, fucking the French, dude. What are they?
they're not even fucking the French. And then the fucking next day,
Most of which ended up being used.
Cre obscuro trovero blanco.
We go to the next of kin.
Does that mean we're confirming Expedition 33 for dog water?
Yeah. I have to do a run of it so that I can get an estimate for the time.
6 hours.
I really hope not. The slowest time on speedrun.com is 3 hours. So I really hope that I'm not 6.
Wow, I'm shitty.
Because I know, like, story beat to story beat is relatively short.
Yeah.
It's only long with all the, and if you're doing all the exploration and shit that I did. Or done.
Who's mid again?
Who's mid?
Yeah. Isn't that the girl?
Blonde-haired girl, daughter of Sid.
Daughter of Sid, yeah.
Yeah, Sid's daughter mid.
Yeah. I don't know. I got reprimanded for this before. I don't know if we should be searching her dungeon. Just saying.
She's 16.
I know she's 16.
Okay.
That's why I got reprimanded, because she showed up and I was like, oh my god, I love her. And then they're like, she's 16!
Oh, I can laugh again. It doesn't hurt to laugh. God, it's so nice. The last time we hung out was when we went to see Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And I was in pain at, like, every instance. You put a fucking...
And unfortunately, it was a very funny movie.
At one point, you put down the popcorn bucket, like the thing of popcorn, on Phil's seat.
Yeah.
And you looked at me and said, how much you want to bet Phil sits on the popcorn? And I was already like, probably. And then Phil walks in from going to the bathroom and sits down. We just hear...
Well, not only that, he, like, sits down, he goes...
I could not... I literally started, like...
I
started because I was in so much pain, but it was so funny.
I think I legitimately, I almost threw up from laughing so hard.
Dude, it hurt to laugh. It hurt harder to try to not laugh loud because it was during the movie.
And it was like during a pretty like intense scene.
Yeah,
too.
I was trying really hard to not ruin this movie with intense laughter.
Oh my god. Hello? Well, I'll inspect your desk.
What do we have here? Oh. Sid's
Every day I go home and I drink and I'm alone. Oh, Don, I don't know what to do. We're like,
Yeah, literally. We're like, he sat on the popcorn. And then Phil had the goal to be like, do you want it? And I'm like, no, I don't want it. You just sat on it.
That's all right. Years of me walking up with a vending machine bag of chips in school and Phil just going.
Well, I guess I'm done.
I get.
I guess I'm eating crumbs now.
Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Phil. I wanted my chips frappaed. What?
A quandary.
I better keep looking.
At what point? Because chips are just pieces of a potato, right?
Uh-huh.
At what point does it stop being chips and begin being crumbs?
That's a good point. Well, the thing about chips too is that
Are
they
chips
have,
just big crumbs?
Well, the thing about chips is that they have like the crumbs like naturally on them. Like if you reach to a bag of chips, there's just little bits and stuff because it's just at the bottom of the bag. There's all these fucking crumbs and shit. That's crumbs. And I think if you're eating a chip and you get stuff on you, that's crumbs.
Yeah.
I think if it's like, I think if the piece is like this big a piece, it's still chip.
Yeah.
Because that could be something you broke off in the dip or something like
Yeah.
That's still chip.
Yeah.
I think anything.
What's the precise
smaller I
measurement?
would call a crumb.
What's the precise measurement?
That I call up Adam Savage.
Adam?
He's got to myth bust this.
And he's in here right now.
I feel like we can't do anything guest related in person until we have
Until we have like a studio
proper
space,
studio space,
and not like just my room.
because I always think about if we get somehow netted somebody onto Game Control Network and they have to like greet your parents.
Yeah, literally. I even just think of like, yeah, so Ben Starr, you're just gonna have to come to my home. You want dinner?
Like it's like I think about it, I'm just like, man, it's getting real hard out here.
It's getting real hard out here.
It's like we can put up foam walls and shit. We can get this shit fucking locked professional, and it's still your room.
It's still my room.
It's
I still jerk off in here. Am I gonna invite a celebrity in the room? Am I gonna invite a celebrity in here in the room where I jerk off?
I mean, we're assuming that Gingram's never jerked off in the recording room.
Bloody treasure hunts.
Yeah, when?
And to charge the Geo Crystal.
You think they did it together? I think every comedic duo needs to do it at least once.
Stay away from me. I'm killing the comedic duo right here.
I don't know, it's pretty funny.
I didn't read the fine print, alright?
Well, that's your fault for not reading the contract. Yes, hello. Can you play a different song,
I
please?
didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
I hate this song.
I was telling my parents about Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Definitely didn't break
Because I went and watched the family episode. Because I didn't watch that with you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I think it was that one.
It's broken.
And what was episode 3? Computers.
Yeah,
Right? Friendship, I think.
Yeah.
It actually is. It's not computers, it's friendship.
yeah.
Because it's the one where the worm shows
Yeah.
up. The eagle.
Yeah, he's an eagle.
Reject
It just takes some time.
Red eyes! Not red eyes!
Red eyes!
I am so upset that we rewatched it during the filming of the thing we did that 2 weekends ago. But, by the way, man, it's been like 2 weeks.
It has been like 2 weeks since. It feels like it was like a couple days ago.
It's so weird. Granted, I had gallbladder surgery, which like extended time for me.
Yeah.
Out of the way.
Let me tell you, you don't know what slow is until you're sitting in an emergency room for like 14 hours.
I'm sure,
waiting for someone to tell you when surgery is happening.
Yeah. Not even for the surgery to
Yeah.
happen.
I just need to know when. It took like, literally, I didn't know when until it was about to happen. Like,
Did you break it?
Who said that? You did not move your mouth. Are you a ventriloquist?
Yes.
Did you break it?
Clive is me fixing the TV for my parents.
Fixed it.
They're like,
They're like, oh, you must be a tech genius. Meanwhile, you're like,
They're like, I just switched it to HDMI 1.
I just unplugged it.
No, my favorite is like, let me switch to Disney Plus, and it pulls up the things we're gonna watch, like Doctor Who or something, and he's going through the menu, and I'm like,
Whatever it is.
Disney Plus. Now switching to Disney Plus. I'm like, Dad, Sabrina got us this new TV for your birthday with this 6 smart TV remote.
It's important. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was.
Well, although I don't blame my dad because all of our smart shit fucking hates us.
Yeah.
You're just checking that we could be heard.
No, I'm checking to see if the game can be heard.
Oh, okay. I was like, it's pretty long into the
No,
stream.
I already knew we can be
Okay,
heard.
good. But yeah, my dad is the worst luck with smart stuff. Cause it's like he'll be like, okay, Google, turn on the family room lights, and it goes, I didn't understand that, or something like that, and then I'll go, hey,
Playing
Google,
Uptown Funk.
then I'll walk in and go, hey Google, do me a favor, turn on family lights, turning on family. It's like somehow if you're more casual with it,
Yeah,
like
it
hears
understands you better. You
But-
can't be like, okay, Google, please and thank you.
You hit it with the Matthew Berry, the Matt Berry pronunciation. Okay, Google, please turn on the family room lights.
Turn on the whole room.
Turn on the room.
We're not the princess.
Father!
Post haste.
Do as he sees fit.
Wow, a gun! Have you seen that clip?
What is that one?
It's from IT Crowd.
No.
I gotta show you that clip. It's so fucking. I'll show you it after the stream.
Who is she?
That's-
That's
fucking.
Though I may be
I can't remember the
It's
name.
been a couple
It's
weeks.
the
since
nurse.
we played. Okay.
It's the nurse woman.
Wood.
I just don't remember her
But
name.
if that fails,
I don't need to know her name.
either.
I do because it's my favorite game. I'm a fraud.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that.
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sails.
Go on, remember.
It's just the TH, I think.
Ah, the nurse.
Meet the nurse. Bang, 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 bang. Go up to the fucking hospital.
Where's that? Up here?
Tarja.
Tarzan?
No, Tarja. Son of man to the sky. Tarja.
You still don't know.
I'm so close.
What's happened?
Okay, Google. Nurse from Final Fantasy
Hey, Google, do me a
16.
favor. Tell me about the nurse.
Refused to stop even for a moment. I tried offering to see to him in her stead, but she won't hear of it. She hasn't left the infirmary in days.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to tell me the name of the nurse from Final Fantasy 16, please.
Will you talk to her? Order her to her chamber.
She was gaslit by nurses.
Because if she keeps this up,
Give it to me straight. Is nursing worth it?
it's best visit her before too long.
Sheena / Nurse Bay. My grandmom. What, you sick?
It's Tarja. It's right there. Try to convince Tarja.
Are you sure?
That's what it says. He's talking about the nurse because she's not leaving the thing. She's busy and she's lost her work.
But I'll speak to her.
Are you sure? That's
Yeah.
I pray you have better luck.
Maybe he's talking about another Tarja.
Christ.
Maybe he's talking about someone else. You don't know. Who's Tarja? Oh, wait, what a hula. There's so many side quests to do now. Hello.
Oh, so I was trying to retrace my steps because I interrupted myself like 4 times. But classic. It's good to be back.
Good to be back.
It's good to be back in the string of consciousness that is my commentary. But
It's a bit of a funny one, this, but
yeah, don't hug me. I'm scared. I'm really upset that we rewatched that when we were filming stuff
Yeah.
because I already when we first watched it, I could not stop quoting it, and now I'm just back again.
We're back in it.
And most of the quotes are from Bert.
can't for the life of me work
Because
out
he's
what
just the
upset by.
best fucking character in that show.
I love Bird.
You can't convince me otherwise.
No, he
He's-
really is.
He honestly,
Hey, comic fan.
for everything.
Welcome to
like-
the stream. How you doing?
I also granted free quote to Red Guy for the I'm handling it.
I'm dealing with it.
Fucking.
No, the one that I keep fucking going back to is like, stop it. I'm not a cube.
Stop! I'm not a cube. So smashing the fucking button. So good. Now I'll never see the skeleton. That shit is. I love that he just wants to see a picture.
I want to see a picture of a skeleton.
Oh my god. Nothing encapsulates the internet, man, better than I want to see a picture of a skeleton.
Oh, fuck. Now imagine that you, all of the things are put inside a cube, and the cube is in a garden, and the garden doesn't exist, and the cube is made of nothing, and now you're in a library, and all of the books represent the cube, and the cube is now you.
I'm not a cube.
Stop it! I'm not a cube.
Get away from me, Duncan.
That's another one
I love. If you're not gonna have your lasagna, can I have it? Get away from me, Duncan.
Remains to be
It's
seen.
so. I also love that he's one of the ones that really questions shit throughout the whole show. Like just like,
Would you mind telling us
how are you and your child? Fine, thanks.
I don't have a child.
If it weren't the
Do you
real
remember that
Red
transportation
Guy,
guy? That was freaky.
then I'm
I
sorry.
love the train.
I
I love
love-
that he's just like
Dying.
all the time.
Yeah.
Memories better left for
Go somewhere. Ow.
things we'd all rather leave behind, Blackthorn. Sometimes
It's like
it helps to talk about them.
we just need to feed him again. What do you eat? What I eat comes from the ancient primordial core. It is oh, raisins. Yeah, that's
That's probably it. I love. Now we can have the dollop.
You've never mentioned it.
Oh, I think we can share. I want both of them. I want them both. I want both. I fucking, dude, I love Bird. He's so me for real, man.
all the way down to hating his family. Of course we're a family. I'm the dad. He's the pet.
Nice ring. Worth a few gills,
Is that Phil?
maybe.
Is Phil the pet?
What's it matter to you?
He's our pet monkey.
It matters.
Our pet chimp.
Man, I've got no bloody idea how he managed it. The fact is,
I need my medication.
anything even
And then they
after
just
that
drive
time.
his corpse the whole episode.
They just drive
You're an
his
armourer, not a jeweler.
It's fucking hilarious.
Sometimes the reflection looks back at me.
Stealing and living at some backwater village forge.
I was telling my family, I was telling my parents about it, and I was like, you guys would love the humor, but not the grotesque humor, the grotesque horror at
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
I have to like show them all of the all the stuff at, like throughout the episode, and then cut the episode
Yeah.
before the horror twist hits.
Do something.
The only one I don't think I could show them is the family one. The
Yeah.
family one is kind of
It's just
horror
freaky.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Just this one.
Not that like they don't have like an aversion to horror.
I love at the end where it's like, eat up, son. That one's the dad.
The curse breakers armed and
I
armored.
fucking love.
Provided you can do that.
I love. Can you stop smiling? Oh, am I smiling?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just really excited.
You need to do something.
It's such a stupid bit because like it's so obvious what the joke is that they don't have any faces anyway. But it's so effective at killing me.
All right, can
Oh.
someone get this guy out of here?
You know, what's his name again? Zoltan, was it?
What about you? I don't want to talk about.
None have left. He's the chief.
Gosh, eh?
Some
That rings a bell.
yeah.
Not far from
I mean,
Tabor, right?
can I join your guys'
Fields of
family?
Palaver.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Meet us
Which
at
is
Travers
bread.
as soon as you can, yeah? I'll make sure Blackthorn don't get cold.
Oh, fine. If that's how it's gonna be.
Hope for that.
I like how the entire series is open to interpretation, and it will be forever. I've written a few somewhat creepy stories myself, and I do a similar thing where I leave breadcrumbs of what's actually going on, but I never dive into the details, so it's left open to interpretation.
If it's knowledge,
That's how a lot of good horror
I
is done.
think.
For definite.
I think what my thing is that if they do make private stuff with it again,
Yeah.
like they hinted that they might do on their website. I just hope they keep the structure.
Yeah.
I like the show structure more than the original YouTube one.
Or at least like the same structure as like at least keep the same like universe, right?
Well, my thing is I just want it to be.
Oh shit! It was Tarja.
Fuck, kill you.
About you.
I
And if what he says is true, then so
I just
do
hope
I.
it's
We all admire
like
your dedication,
humor for
though.
bulk of it,
You do need
with
to
like little
rest.
bits of like that's weird,
Will.
and then the big horror towards the end of the episode
Until
or
then,
whatever.
I'm staying
Because
put.
that was not like we got so much good bits
Yeah.
out of it. I think the show was more successful for it.
Yeah.
I feel like the short form YouTube videos that it originally was, having that like hard slope into horror because they were shorter format videos, like was good for what it brought fan base wise. But I think the show was just a more solidified formula.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you got both sides of the coin.
Ideas help this man.
You got that these writers are really funny. They can really make you laugh at these characters. And also, they're really good at hitting us with that horror punch with the puppets. And you got both sides of the coin.
Surely.
And honestly, with how intense the horror can
Something
be,
we could do for him.
it's balanced. Even if it is like the last 5 minutes are horror, it's still even balanced because the horror is so intense. It's always
such a gut punch.
Yeah. So it works.
I will.
I like how since the TV show had more time, we got a lot more character moments.
Ingredients.
As much of character moments as Don't Hug Me,
Yeah.
I'm Scared is willing to give you,
But
because a
that's-
lot of that's also kind of the joke of the show too.
Yeah.
Is that it's like
I can
it's
bring
almost
you-
as if it's just like
bring me. what
don't take
is.
any of this seriously.
Yeah.
Just tell me what
You can, and it'll be fun,
There is
but
a
don't take it
solution.
seriously.
Yeah. No, it works for itself.
Of Northern.
It's good.
Like when they do like it's like,
One
oh,
of
let's
our
try your name.
Observe it as best you can, but
Don't forget the hyphen.
Yeah, the hyphen.
I also I love.
before
Have you tried my name? Oh no.
Hey! Yeah.
And then it's night at the Roxbury or whatever.
Well, I also love it's like rat eyes. It's not rat eyes. No, rat eyes. That's the password. Ah, your maiden name.
Your maiden name. It's like all the little lore drops are like.
Just as nonsensical as
Is
the
that
rest.
do we write that down?
Do I take that seriously? Who are you married to?
Yeah. If it's your maiden name and not your current one, who are you married to?
Make for Dravazd or slay a Mightling for its eye. Which
You do both. They're both different side quests.
oh my god, that's such a good idea.
They're both different side quests.
Or I could just return to the Ironworks.
So I thought I would do a bit today that I'm just not going to do because I didn't want to go through with the effort. But the season of Fortnite right now is all Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
And today they're putting out a massive custom Mandalorian skin.
Oh.
So, and I mean, you have fuck ton of options for armor on like the helmet, the shoulder pads, the chest pad, the logo on the fucking pauldron or whatever.
Yeah.
Color options, and the color options you choose affects like your weapon wrap.
Yeah.
It's an insane customization skin, and it's a big Mandalorian update going live tonight at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it'd be funny because it's on mobile, if I loaded up my account on Fortnite on mobile and bought the skin like live on stream. But then I learned that it's not on the Android Play Store. You have to download Epic's mobile launcher
Yeah.
and then download Fortnite through that. I'm like, I don't think I have the phone space right now
to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I can't play Pokemon TCG Pocket anymore. I just don't have the phone space for it anymore.
I
after all the
haven't
updates.
touched it. I've fallen really behind.
I mean,
like,
I
any
did
mobile
too,
game.
even
I had it
before
for a
that.
while. I was going on it for a while. I just don't have it in me. And now the Digimon one's gonna come through.
Oh, Dave, he was so brave. Speaking of Star Wars Fortnite event, what do you think of AI Vader?
Let's go.
It is.
I'm gonna be honest with. Hold on.
Yeah.
As someone who plays the game right now, let me say my piece.
Okay, go ahead.
Because there's been a whole lot of
guess I'll just shut up.
there's a whole lot of shit with it.
Yeah.
And as an artist who is viciously against AI art,
Correct.
and most AI uses in general.
Yeah.
The only AI that I'm okay with is like,
Safe.
you know. Honestly, I'm kind of for students using it for their essays because I always hated essays anyway, so I'm like, fuck them. Because I think it's funny if you can tell ChatGPT to write an essay, but make it not obviously AI, and the teacher buys it.
You won.
Fuck it, you know what I mean? I sang a fake Japanese song in high school to get an A.
That's 1,000 times more impressive than.
I'm just saying, my
faking
point
an
is, if you
essay.
can get away with something as a student to a teacher, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't care. But my thing with AI is that, like everyone else, don't replace jobs.
Correct.
Don't take someone's job with AI. That's bad, right?
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people making
That
that
should be
a
illegal.
thing with AI Vader. But and we said this to you on Discord with me and Marco and stuff.
Yeah.
This is not a role.
Yeah.
This would not be filled. It's either AI or nothing. And I know some people are, oh, the nothing. But I'm like, you can have them in so many things have a line where at a certain point you say, I'd rather they didn't at all.
Yeah.
And if you get to that line with everything, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this to myself for weeks. I see the shit on Twitter. And I go, listen, I'm not saying give in or anything like that. That's not my point. But I'm saying in this situation, AI Vader is really funny because they did not program him the way they needed to. And he's saying some heinous things.
Yep.
And I think that's hilarious. I saw someone ask him to tell them the story of Kingdom Hearts. And he did.
That's wild.
And they just sat there in the match listening to Vader tell them the story of Kingdom Hearts. And I'm telling you, it's one of those things where it's not taking someone's job, because this would not be a job. And it's not even a corporate reason. It's not even, once again, corporations not wanting to pay somebody. They would never. It would make no sense to pay the amount of money they would have to pay someone to do the expensive voice work for this AI Vader thing. Because he has to respond to everything and anything. And they could maybe do syllable and word voice stitching.
Yeah.
But, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where it's like, I hate AI. I don't like more corporations trying to replace roles.
Yeah.
But, and I said this with the Spotify AI DJ thing. I'm like, this type of shit is not roles. This is the same as ChatGPT's text thing, just with a voice. And the voice and then aside from James Earl Jones' voice, which he signed a contract. That's the other part of this. He told Disney they could do it. SAG-AFTRA's trying to sue them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You
here's the
can't in this
thing.
case.
Here's the thing. He signed the contract. He gave his voice rights away. His estate was asked. Even though Disney didn't have to, they went to the estate anyway and asked his family. And they said yes. All of it was cleared. And unfortunately, that is enough. A lot of people are like, that's not enough. No, it's enough. And so I saw some people like, then he's selfish. He wants the money for Vader to go to his family. He wants his legacy to assist the rest of his family's lifespan.
Yeah.
Because Vader will live on in projects and media.
And as long as his family does get paid for that,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like, because the money goes to his estate for these deals. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like, you could call him selfish, but, like, because people are like, oh, someone else, like, there's a guy who did Vader's voice in, like, Fallen Order and Survivor, right?
Yeah.
A different guy did the voices in the games and stuff. Like, he could do the, you know, but, like, again, once again, not doing this, because too massive of a project to have someone personally voice it.
Yeah.
But also, like, it's such a weird thing to be, because James Earl Jones is Vader.
Mm-hmm.
And the person doing Vader is doing a James Earl Jones impression.
Yeah.
Right? So if Disney wants his legacy to be Vader, to be James Earl Jones Vader, then that legacy deserves to live on. If the actor approves of it being this way,
Yeah.
then I see no... It's the whole shit with the fucking Harold Ramis in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Which, sorry, mild spoilers.
I don't care.
But
I wasn't gonna see it anyway.
But at the end of Ghostbusters Afterlife, there's a huge... Harold Ramis, Egon shows up as a ghost. Here's the thing. They asked his family. The family said okay. They also went above and beyond to make sure that it's a ghost of Egon. And
Yeah.
Egon would age.
And not
Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, yeah.
And I think that's an important distinction. Because they weren't trying to just make because Harold Ramis had gained weight, his hair was more gray, like
Yeah.
But Egon, his hair was bigger, he was thinner, he was, you know what I mean? Like they created a ghost of older Egon.
Yeah.
They made a CGI model of Egon, aged him up with the software, and put that in. And they also didn't let him talk. They didn't make a voice copy. They didn't make someone impersonate him. He didn't speak. He just gave looks.
Yeah.
And it was a very wholesome moment. Because at the end, he gets to look at his child and see that they're passing the torch. The others get an interaction with him. Bill Murray gets the chance to go. I think he says like, I knew you'd come back.
Those miserable flames wouldn't let alone
But like that shit, I saw people freaking out about. I'm like,
The intrusion.
that's
I'm looking for the chief.
the family makes the call.
It's a pleasure.
You
to meet
know. And that, thankfully, that wasn't even AI. That was just a morality of recreating a dead person.
Yeah.
Because they had done that with, like, Leia and Grand Moff Tarkin and stuff at that point.
Yeah.
But,
Get out.
yeah, no, I think AI Vader is on that gray line where it's not doing the damage people think it's doing,
Yeah.
is the thing. There's so many people that are like, this is gonna ripple out in the community and create a massive... It's like, this is not the same as standard voice acting.
Yeah.
This is not at all the same as like they didn't AI replace Vader in the movies, which they can based on the contract that James Jones signed. They can use his AI voice in the movies.
Yeah.
That's part of the deal. So that could happen, and if that happens, I would have more issues with that.
Yeah.
You could get someone to do that role. But this is not that. This is on that gray line of AI use, which is use it for things people can't and won't do.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my only thing with AI. AI as a tool is meant to replace the things we don't want to do.
Or can't do.
Or can't do. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what it should be used for. Unfortunately, this is a little bit of a creative art thing, in a sense, but it's not the same as just a voice acting role. And to act like it's going to damage the voice acting industry is a little much.
Here's my opinion.
Yeah.
As someone who doesn't play the game,
Yeah.
but knows everything
Knows
about
what's going on, yeah.
To do something.
I agree with it in the same sense that you do.
Yeah.
That James Earl Jones
Yeah.
signed off.
Yeah.
So it's his. He gave his permission before
Yeah.
he died. They asked the family, and they were okay with it.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't care for, and there's two sides to this coin.
Yeah. Sure.
For me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play the not fun part now,
Sure.
and then go to the fun.
And then go to the
fun
part.
bottles.
Yeah.
The not fun bottle says the fact that they didn't quality control and test this AI model to not be racist or sexist or any
well, because it's just
all
like
the other
it's an
ists.
AI engine that they just put
Exactly.
the voice on.
Exactly. But it's like they didn't do the proper testing, they didn't do the
Yeah.
proper to prevent it from happening. And this is, for lack of a better term or lack of a better way to put it, this is a game that's primarily played by children.
Yes.
So, in a sense, to have the AI Vader be able to say these things and you didn't test for
Now,
this,
for what it's worth,
can I finish?
sure.
Is a bit disrespectful to both James
I-
Earl Jones and the
I
family.
agree to that. They should have put more time into it.
Fun Bottle says, though, it's really funny because I love to watch AI fail in that sense.
Yeah. But also, I will say for the record, he only really parrots.
Yeah.
It's not like he's running around saying slurs and shit.
Yeah.
Out of pocket.
Yeah, he's like parroting what like
Right.
other people say.
If you tell him a slur, he goes, "Why would you say?" And then he says it.
Yeah.
And it's like you see the videos, and people are like, "Oh my god!" It's like you kind of just it's like if you tell a parrot to say a slur. It's like, okay.
That's disrespectful to the parrot.
But it's like it's true. It's like you told him to say that.
Yeah.
What do you get out of this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different. If he was saying it out of pocket, that would be really
That'd be
disrespectful.
really bad.
But still pretty funny.
Again, it would be funny. Mature Bottle says that's really bad and really disrespectful. Immature Bottle says that's really funny and I love watching AI fail in that sense.
Yeah. No, because again, it's an AI engine that they took the Vader voice that I guess Disney had built up because of the deal or whatever, and they just put it on this AI engine. And the AI engine is like Gemini. I think we found out it was Google. It was a
Is
build.
it Gemini?
It's a build of Google Gemini.
That's fucking crazy.
That they're it's a side build of the normal one that like people use.
The
And
thing,
it's just used,
the
like-
thing that takes from Reddit.
Well, that's the thing is that it's a very personalized build that at its core is just parroting, right? Like it's built as like stay in character.
Yeah.
Right? Like they hard program it, you are Vader.
Yeah.
But it still searches the web. That's why some creators with their names as their usernames are getting Vader going like your stream. So if you know what I mean? Like it's like using online descriptions
Everything, yeah.
of content. It's very interesting. I did
let's see what comic fans saying about it.
Crystals run out anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty neutral on it personally. I don't like when AI replaces jobs, but James was clearly fine with it.
This place
And
is
like you said, there was either this or Vader would just not have a voice. I will say I think the most moral thing they could have done was just have a real voice actor record a bunch of
thanks to Sid
lines that essentially come down to yes, no, or do not waste my time.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, having Vader talking about Pickle Rick is kind of hilarious.
Right, that's the thing, is that the whole reason of giving, because like no other characters in Fortnite really go in on voices.
Yeah.
You couldn't have predicted this.
It doesn't matter
If
as
there's
long
any
as I don't
issue
wanna
with
be the
AI
person
Vader,
for
I
life.
think it's the fact that they could have programmed the AI to
Yeah.
recognize what topics are appropriate and what ones aren't.
And they did it after.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it was a big thing. And I went, that's crazy.
After all, it is a little concerning that Vader can say a bunch of heinous slurs in a kid's game. Like, I know Vader committed genocide and hated sand people, but he doesn't have to reflect that opinion in
I do think it's also, well, it's again, it's also funny, right, because it's parroting, right? So at that point, I'm both like, you should have programmed him to not parrot this stuff, but also, how are these kids, where are these, like, these kids are saying slurs.
Ban these kids,
Yeah, Epic,
bro.
record them with AI Vader, and then ban them. Like,
yeah, literally.
like, I don't understand.
So yeah, they should have quality controlled this, but the part of me that loves chaos is just laughing my ass off.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah,
No, it is.
Lord Vader, explain to me how Alderaan was flat.
Step on the road to
We asked him about how he felt about the Covenant and what they did in Halo.
Sorry, Mimi literally just like looked behind and just went.
Of course. It's like hearing Sid speak from beyond the grave.
But yeah, we asked him how he feels about the Covenant, and what it did in Halo, and he's just like, the Covenant's actions were
I'll be needing some
unique,
help.
or something like that. And I think we also asked him about Frieza,
Oh my
and how he
god.
felt about like when he hits the sands or whatever. It's really funny. Like, you can ask him so many things, and he'll the worst.
monkeys had it coming
The unfortunate thing. Jesus, Vader.
You can't.
We did
Luckily for
test
us,
the word,
salamanders
and I won't say who.
Time for a spot of hunting.
No.
I know.
We did test. I said, yeah. I as I described it, it was like when they go Hulk, smash. That's what it was. I went, you, say it. And he goes, just like Hulk. Just. I really want that as an emote in our Discord server, just for that reason. Just the smile he gives, like. But we did test it, and he responded with like, "Such words do not forget that of a Sith," or whatever like that.
Okay.
And I'm like, so okay, all
Okay,
right.
they fixed it. Okay.
All right. Someone did get him to say the F slur, but I think they said it. But I think they did it in the context of like a cigarette, as it is in England.
Yeah. So it's like that.
So like he said it, and it's like, okay, but like
Okay,
in
but
context you made
you
it.
cheated.
Yeah, he fucking.
Oops.
I do think we could break it. I keep telling Jordan, I'm like, if we could ever get him again, because the thing that killed the whole thing, right? We haven't had AI Vader since like day one.
Yeah.
Because he used to spawn in three possible areas, and if you like fly close enough to them, you can see where the ship already is, and just drop there.
Yeah.
And that was fine. We actually got AI Vader a couple times with that. Now, because I guess players complained, he's locked to the one area, and we can't get him. Because it's too hot.
He's always taken.
Yeah, well, it's too hot. So we land in, it's chaos. We get killed too easily. Like it's like okay, we could just be better. But it's also like, well, it depends on what we pull from the fucking chest.
Yeah.
Like if I land and someone just happened to land a second
dare
earlier
you.
and grab a gun, I'm dead. You know what I mean? That's the worst. You land and someone just happened to land right next to you and they go, haha.
No, you
Turn around and kill you.
get fucking back here. You hurt my chocobo. Fuck you. You're gonna die now.
But yeah, no, I think AI Vader is fine. I think he's fine. I think SAG-AFT pursuing for this, if I'm being totally honest with you, is kind of a bad look for SAG-AFT. Only because it's not really something to chase. Like I know that for them it's a precedent thing.
Yeah.
But legally, it's Greenland. You know what I mean? Like they're suing for like unfair labor stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that.
I don't think that
works.
applies here.
And I think that's just going to bite you guys in the ass. After like you guys did good. They did good with the strikes.
Yeah.
The strike shit was great. They came to a good deal.
I think what the problem is...
But they're chasing this thing, and it's like, I don't think you guys are... You're not going to win.
I think what the problem is with how SAG-AFTRA has been going after AI as of late is that they're doing, like... They're going after, like, anything and everything with no, like, regard to the conditions.
And it's weird, too, because it feels like they're going after it performatively.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing it as, like, look, we're against AI.
Yeah, and it's
But
not
then if you, like, look at what they're chasing, it's like... What are you doing, you know? And listen, as someone who wants to be an actor, I would love to be in SAG at some point.
Of course.
Like, it's just a matter of, like, you're not gonna win.
Don't hurt my chocobo.
You're not gonna win this fight by. You're not gonna win this fight by like. By losing a lawsuit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you lose this lawsuit, it's not
Or by
gonna
going
help anything.
Or by like just going at this like willy-nilly, like you can't.
Well, that's
because then it seems like you're just not.
That's the thing.
Like you're.
Yeah.
It just seems like you're, like just not doing it right.
You also have to respect. Like, if you're an actors union and you're fighting AI for the actors,
yeah.
If an actor like James Earl Jones, who has passed away, wants his family to earn money off of his role,
yeah,
that he knows will go on,
yeah,
like he didn't do this for like his role in The Sandlot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the contract, as far as I know, specifically is for Vader.
Yeah,
and it's like he knows the character will be used again because it's Vader, so he wants his family to get the money from it. You know.
Yeah.
And I think like that's not any more selfish than anything humans do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, like it's one of the coolest things an actor dying would do. You know what I mean? It's like I want I
want to make sure that my family's still good after I'm gone.
It's just a weird it's a weird stance to take because you're fighting so like if James Earl Jones did this deal. It came out that he did this deal. I think it probably did before he died. I don't know for a fact. I don't know if it came out that he did or not before or after he died. But if he was around seeing the criticism, I don't know. Like it seems weird. It feels almost more disrespectful to James Earl Jones. Mm-hmm. You know, a man who when he died, we were all really sad that he died.
Yeah.
We were all like, oh my god, what a loss. And now see people are like turning on him for the choice that's just like. If you were a small actor that happened to get like a big-ish role and you were still kind of like humbled by it and you were dying, you're like, this role is still going. I want my family to get money for this role. That's a nice thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna turn around on that just because like it had like AI is not going anywhere in general. The tech is here. Unfortunately, the tech is still here and tech is going to stay here. All we can fight is its usage.
Yeah.
And if we fight usage for something that was never going to be someone else's role. You know what I mean? Like, we look like fools. You have to pick your battles in a way that's a winnable fight. And this is not a winnable fight, because it's legally greenlit. It's on paper okay. Because the whole thing, it's even funny too, because the strike was all about, we own our voices. This is our voice, right?
Yeah.
And then Jim Ryan was, okay, I want my voice to be used like this. You can't do that.
Yeah, but it's like, but I own my voice.
But I own my voice. You know what I mean? SAG-AFTRA doesn't own my voice. James Earl Jones is, you know what I mean? It's like
that's why you can't go after everything. That's why you have to be very careful.
You have to pick the fights.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna look foolish
look dumb.
because you're picking a losing battle.
Hold on, let's catch up on chat for
Sorry.
a sec. It's all good.
It's classic Final Fantasy XVI stream.
Lord Vader, explain to me how sand is the greatest mineral in the universe. Lord Vader, explain to me how somehow Palpatine returned.
We did get him to say the sand is coarse, rough, and gets
Let's
everywhere.
go.
We also got him. I think Jordan asked him what his favorite Star Wars movie was, and he goes, "That is a very contentious thing on the internet." And then he says this whole thing, and then he goes, "However, Revenge of the Sith is like," and we're like, "Yeah, you're so real for that." Me and Jordan were like, "Let's fucking go." You're so fucking real.
By the way, that's a thing that was said in the Star Wars movie, right? In one of them.
Oh, somehow Palpatine. Yeah, in episode 9.
And they never actually
Well,
explain
the somehow is in Fortnite.
That's...
And I said that to my brother, and he's like, "No, Fortnite's not fucking canon." I'm like, "Unfortunately, Richie,
no,
I hate to tell you, but Fortnite is a little canon."
Lord Vader, is C-3PO technically your first son? You're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Anakin made C-3PO.
He did?
In the prequels, yeah. Yeah, in episode 1, he's like wiry and silver, and Anakin built him out of
Oh.
scrap parts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like when it comes to AI, people who want to completely erase that or are fighting a losing battle. We've opened Pandora's box. Best we can do is learn how to regulate it.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. Plus, at a certain point, you have to question what qualifies as AI assisted. For example, if I'm using an app with a green screen function, technically that's AI since it's taking each frame.
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of people that were coming out against the Kingdom Hearts, like the Steam ports, because that's when they did the
Yeah.
AI upscaling.
Yeah,
And,
it's
like, yeah, some of the assets don't look great. It's not great upscaling at times.
Yeah.
But that's been around for a long time.
It's very true.
So many movies that were made
Are doing
4K
this. Yeah.
were AI upscaled to 4K
Exactly.
years ago. Like, that's not the same. But
yeah.
people were barking like it was.
Yeah, I don't get why people get mad at James for agreeing to it. If I was an actor who knew my time was almost up and I could sign away my voice in exchange for my family to be set for life, yes.
It also depends, too, because he gave them the ability to use it. That doesn't mean they have to.
Yeah, that they have to.
Because they've been using another guy for Vader in certain
In, like,
games.
everything else.
Well, not everything else, but certain games.
Yeah.
Like, where it makes sense to get someone else. Because, like, okay, don't get James Earl Jones, who is aging at this point, for, like, Fallen Order.
Well, I mean, like, since he died.
But,
is what-
like,
is what I
right,
mean.
but again, yeah, they don't have to. They might. It might, like,
Yeah.
that will, but that's a bigger issue.
Yeah, and that's an issue that we can then contest.
Right.
And then you're gonna have the fucking AI bros that are come up and be like, you guys liked it when it happened in Fortnite? And it's like,
yeah, because
that's
wasn't,
different.
That wasn't a voice role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's the problem, and this has always been a problem. I've said it many times. Say it with me now on Twitter. It's all keyboard warriors.
It
It's
is.
all people fighting this
And
mob of a battle.
And 99% of them, I guarantee you, don't play Fortnite.
Right, but also yeah, so it's all these people. There's all these keyboard warriors fighting this mob like mishmash of a problem that's more complicated than just a mishmash. It's
Yeah.
not a glob of an issue. It's this whole
Again, it's
divided.
it's
thing.
the whole thing is like you can't have a nuanced argument with under 200 characters.
Yeah.
You just can't. I will say I think the best use of the AI Vader voice so far was in Kenobi, where Hayden Christensen was playing the role and the AI simply was there to help his Vader performance.
So the thing with Kenobi is that there was some Vader voice in it, and I believe it was the first use of an AI Vader, but I don't think it was the same as fully AI, because I don't think AI was that good yet.
Yeah.
I think it was like a synthesized.
It's more of like a synthesized
It's what they
voice
did
then.
for Luke at the end of Mandalorian season 2. They made a deepfake face of Mark Hamill on an actor, and then they synthesized a young Luke voice from the movies, from the audio from the movies. So it's AI adjacent,
Yeah.
but it's the same as deepfake in that it's. And here's the thing about deepfake is that AI actor replacement, that sucks. Deepfake to make it to de-age an actor,
A little
different.
bit. A little bit different.
right? It's the same thing as AI upscaling, where it's like if it serves a purpose of the story, like this takes place in the past and it's this actor, like yeah, you could get a younger actor that looks like them.
Yeah.
But that's the type of thing where it's like CG, it's like green screens back in the day versus now, where it's like, well, now green screens are better in a way that I don't mind them being used as much.
Yeah.
Versus back then, where it's like they're not even good. Why are you doing it this much?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with deepfakes, where it's like, okay, back in the day, it was very obvious. You could see the seams. It wasn't great. But as it gets better, it's like, okay, well, I see the purpose for it because some actors are old, but they're playing a version of the character that's younger.
What is it?
You
So
know,
it helps
like
them continue.
the
to get
one
work.
of Harrison Ford in the Dial of Destiny. So good. It's insane how good it looks. Like they did such a fucking good job with it. And like, but again, not AI technically. Someone went in and
like,
painstakingly put these
Did
frames together to put over his face. So it's just VFX.
yeah.
Right? So like what they did with Vader's voice in Kenobi is more of that. It's a VFX thing in a way because they
Yeah.
had to go the voice, they had to match the tone up, they had to. It's way more synthesized than AI
Just doing
parodying
it.
the
Just
voice
generating
out
it.
of a vault. Yeah.
Plain and simple.
That way, someone was still getting paid for a job while the AI was just there to assist and keep things consistent.
Yeah,
voice-wise.
I think in this case the job the talent was on the synthesizer, the person going into the software and making the noise. Now again, I could be wrong. I did watch behind the scenes stuff, so I'm pretty certain that's how it was. and just based on how it sounded. Plus, no one made a hoopla about it. You know what I mean? That was
True.
kind of my thing. No one made a whole spiel about Vader and Kenobi.
Yeah.
They were talking about Hayden's performance, which is good, because he's good in that show. But it's, yeah, it's just a weird, it's just a weird thing with, AI is a much more complicated conversation than people want to make it, because people would rather, and listen, I'm so glad people fight against it. That's what we need to do. You have to
that's
keep
what
the
we
fight.
have to do.
You will never win in the sense that it's gone. We have to keep fighting it in every corner so that it's regulated, it's controlled.
That's like I'll say all the ding dang day. It's like I think generative AI used for commercial reasons should be illegal, but there are exceptions.
There's exceptions. And that's the thing. No one wants to talk about the exceptions because you'd rather,
Because it's a hard thing to talk
it's a
about.
hard thing to talk about.
It's even a hard thing to talk about without sounding like hypocritical.
Yeah. Again, and it's hard. It's also a hard thing to talk about too because like Hi Brandon. Hi Brandon. I have always been this way with stuff like this, where I think about the thing that no one ever talks about online, which is the business side of this.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you try to talk about the business side, they're like, they post that photo of like, stay away from the $1 million corporate. Like, no, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the world runs on money.
Yeah.
Everything that you see decided. Like, I see people talking about Nintendo stuff, and I'm like, there is no outcome. Like, I think I had this whole spiel to myself the other day where I was like, I saw something that made me go into this spiel about like,
but I think he wants to forgive you.
even if you won the battle and they lowered the price of this, it would boom. And they would just raise the price again of the next thing, right? It's like you were never going to get a company to not aim for more money. That's the goal. The goal is to someday, somehow get people to spend $1 million on a thing.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end goal of company. It's how that works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's not that you shouldn't hate that or fight that. By all means, you fighting that is what keeps it from happening.
Yeah.
Like it may happen someday, inevitably, maybe.
But it'll happen when
Most
the
of us are
economy
dead
is-
and generation, you know what I mean?
when
Like,
I don't gotta deal with
yeah,
it.
exactly. Like we are fighting to not experience awful shit in our time.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, it's shifted from making a better future for our kids and I just don't want to see it. You know what I mean? And that's the unfortunate reality of it. But it's true in that like companies are always fighting to just make more money off you. And my problem with it is not the fighting. My problem is like hard believing that you can change that.
Yeah.
That suddenly a company's gonna go, oh, they like cheaper, more lower price always. No, it's always gonna be,
Well,
you know, success lower, higher.
Here's the real issue, and this is gonna make me sound like a mad hypocrite, but I don't give a fuck because I'm human,
Yeah.
and even I have my weaknesses, even against what I think is fine. Fight against a company verbally all you want. It will never work.
Yeah.
If you think that you saying, I think the Switch 2 and the games are too expensive, and then you buy it anyway.
Well, that's the thing too, is that there's also people who like speak with your wallets, and I'm like, that's great. Can you get 1 million other people to do that with you?
That's the
Because
thing.
otherwise, not doing
well,
shit.
well, again, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if people did do that,
Yeah.
it would
Because
speak.
you see like 1 million people saying
You say,
it, but
you
there's
see-
no shot that all a million of them
none of them are gonna
right.
actually just not buy the Switch 2
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I always
Eventually they will.
end up that guy. In that I always end up being the guy that talks about the business side because no one else does, and then I look like an asshole. But I'm like, no, but it is what it is. Like you have to think about that side because that's not even the side. That is what it is.
Yeah.
Beyond the curtain is a man. You know what I mean?
Beyond the curtain
Like
is a man that wants to make money.
Everyone sees the wizard and is yelling about the wizard and what the wizard did. Behind the wizard is a guy controlling it.
Yeah.
And that's what I talk about. You know what I mean? Because that's what it is. There's no side. That's what it is. I keep saying, oh, I talk about this side of it. It's not. The emotional side is your connection to the company as a consumer.
Yeah.
But it's not. It really has nothing to do with your connection to the company.
It's fake?
Yeah.
Of course it was fake!
Yeah. Like, Nintendo has this whole facade, but they're still a fucking company.
At the end, And not only are they still a fucking company, they're a Disney-like company.
Yeah.
They are, forever and always, they will be the Disney
And
of
here's
video
the
games,
thing.
for better or
And
for
here's
worse.
here's the flip side of that too is like hate the company. Don't necessarily hate anyone that works in it.
Yeah.
Because, like, Miyamoto might be a pretty chill guy. Because Miyamoto is not Nintendo.
Yeah.
Miyamoto is not even the head of Nintendo.
Yeah.
He's just a guy that works there. Like, he's the big name, the big guy that created all these companies.
Yeah.
But he's not Nintendo. So Miyamoto could honestly be a really chill guy and could fully have passion in the stuff he makes.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna knock him because he works for Nintendo. It's like, it's same with Disney. It's like, you work for Disney, I'm not gonna hate you for it. I still want to go to Disney World. I love Disney World. You know what I mean? I'll give them my money easily.
Well, again, it's the thing of like I cannot agree with something a company does and still like enjoy their product.
Yeah, it's because there's so
And Nintendo sure does a lot of things I don't agree
there's
with.
so many things removed, right? There's so many steps away from the one that made the choices we hate.
Yep.
And the product we're buying.
Even just the people that worked on the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, I don't like
If
that the Switch...
Expedition 33 was made by a bigger name company, right? Let's say it was the same exact game. Everything about it that was good is good, right?
Yeah.
But it was made by Ubisoft. They never left Ubisoft to do Ubisoft game,
Yeah.
right? But nothing's changed. There's no microtransactions. It's all the same game, right? Don't like what Ubisoft does, but that game is good.
Yeah.
Very far step removed.
That's why, like, I don't subscribe to the fact at all, and again, call me a hypocrite all you want, I don't give a fuck. I don't subscribe to the thing at all of, like, oh, this thing, I actually really like this thing, but it was made by X, so I hate it.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
No. It really came up with, it comes up whenever there's, like, anything politically related with the company, like, stuff like that, and it drives me crazy, because it's like, there's people who actually make livings off this. And mind you, they're not decent livable wages. Like, there are game devs that are struggling because, and they work in this company.
Even they work in Nintendo.
And they get paid by the products being bought. Like, they get paid,
where you going?
like, in relative to the stuff that they make, right?
Yeah.
And so by going like, fuck Nintendo, I'm not doing this, you're affecting people that are still struggling.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't say, well, they shouldn't work for Nintendo. Where do they work?
Yeah, where are they gonna go?
You know what I mean? Because
Especially
every company you have a problem. You know what I mean? It's like I said before with the AI beta thing. It's literally like everything has that line that you're gonna go. It might as well not happen then. And if you get to that line with everything, nothing happens.
Yeah.
You get nothing. You experience nothing. You know what I mean? Everything's gonna have that line.
So true.
You can't force yourself to not be happy or force others to not enjoy something because you hit that line earlier.
Yeah.
Especially, the worst is when, like, you have grown-ups talking to younger generation.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it's like, they don't know!
Yeah, they're not aware of this, like,
They haven't experienced this shit yet. And they will. Believe me, they will. But it's like, it's my big problem with kids online these days. That's all. But
Boomer!
It's my big problem with kids online these days because it's not a matter of what they're seeing, because I saw fucked up shit all the time when I was a kid. It's a problem of there's so many kids that are way more mature than they should be.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually a problem that I'm seeing, is that there's so many kids that are trying to run businesses online.
Because of probably all of these, like, tech bros that are just
right,
like,
because of,
I wake up at 4 o'clock in the
Right.
morning and my braless wife brings me a sandwich.
It drives me insane because, like, you should be outside playing. You should not even outside. You should be playing a game with your friends, doing this, doing that. Don't try to make a business out of everything.
They yeah. Like, anecdote. When I was still working at GameStop, these kids, when they bought Pokemon cards, they were treating it like a fucking business.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, remember when you just went to the store and bought Pokemon cards because you liked the pictures?
You traded them for free?
Yeah.
With your friends?
Yeah!
Because your friend didn't have this card, but you wanted that card. Your trade? Remember?
Whether it was Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Whatever. Digimon.
Sort of.
If you could find
If
someone,
you could find it.
Duel Masters,
Baseball cards.
any trading cards.
It's
alone.
literally just trading cards.
just trading cards.
Remember generic trading cards? Unbranded.
Imagine like
I got stick. You have rock.
kids these days will never know. You remember when you just went to the store and you just bought trading cards because you liked them?
Yeah. Dude, remember having a binder of trading cards because you just wanted to collect them?
Yeah, not because you were like, I'm gonna sell this for $1 million one day.
That's my problem with shit on the internet these days. Is not like what they're. It's like, oh, they're learning curse words. And shit. That shit's gonna happen anyway. It doesn't fucking matter.
I grew up
Yeah.
on Newgrounds.
It's like that shit is far and beyond nothing compared to kids just losing childhood.
like immediately.
Like losing like.
There's
the-
no childlike sense of wonder
Right.
about anything anymore.
It's that's the shit that sucks. What's
I was-
happening in chat?
yeah. Comic fan said sub, we're debating the extremely complex world of AI. Brandon said, oh god, like AI was inevitable, but I'm just against the idea of generative AI. Getting assistance from AI is fine, like smoothing things out or finding corrections, but using it for making things or like art or music is just wrong because they never make something great compared to what artists and musicians can put out. The mission isn't to prevent the end, nothing lasts forever. The mission is to prolong the inevitable. I have a love-hate relationship with Disney. I love Disney. It's something I grew up and I still love to this day, but I also hate how they act sometimes. As someone who worked with children, I can confirm that's pretty accurate. Also in terms of what kids are aware of nowadays because of how little regulation parents give them with the internet. I was on a bus with 10-year-olds and the stuff they were saying sounded like something that a late high schooler would be talking about.
The thing is, and again, I'm telling you, that shit, honest to God, does not bother me. Because the internet is something that, no matter what regulations you put on it, there's a will, there's a way. If a kid wants to find porn because they're getting those feelings, they'll find it. Just happens. It's the only thing between them and that is, are you 18? Yeah. It's that simple. And so I'm telling you, that stuff, and it sounds bad, but it really doesn't.
It's kind of, as weird as it is to say, it's kind of part of growing up at this point.
It is. Well, because like there's you can't be of the mindset of that stuff growing up is natural, and then go, you can't do that this year. It's like if you're like 13, that's normal. I'm sorry, looking for porn and shit, totally fucking normal.
When you start getting
Just
like,
fucking happens.
I'm interested in girls or boys or non-binary allies.
Everything under the sun. But like, yeah, no, like, that doesn't bother me. It's the growing up too fast.
Yes,
for these kids bothers me.
I was thinking about this. I think this was like last week, but I was saying. I was watching a video about McDonald's play places.
Yeah.
Like the history of them and how they don't really exist anymore.
Yeah, well, I think there's one at one of the McDonald's near us, I think.
Yeah.
But it's very rare.
Yeah, it's very rare to find a McDonald's
with a
play
place.
place.
Every McDonald's, they had a play place.
So I was thinking, right? I was like, there, when we were kids, there were so many of these places that you would just go to that were literally just meant for parents to bring their kids there and be like, run around, fuck around, have fun.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will be like, oh, it's because kids have their iPads now. It's like, no, kids have their iPads now because there's no place like that anymore. When was the last time you saw a fucking Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, they're all closing.
Yeah.
Toys R Us closed. It's back, but like...
Yeah, on the line.
It's one of those things where it's...
But even if you want to talk about like Toys R Us, it's like, okay, that's like a toy store, sure.
Yeah.
Like you get that at any Walmart. But it's like there's like places like when we were growing up, there was Sports Plus.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Sports Plus like place open up since?
Where do you bring them? Like the fair now, which is
there like once a year.
And like, by the way, mind you,
you could get stabbed.
Yeah, mind you, I've never actually really gone on the fair rides, and I really still don't want to. I don't trust them. Anything that's built overnight like that, don't want it. Don't want it. Sorry, you can tell me how safe it is. I don't want it.
That's why you hear like 90% of the time, if the kids are going out to do something that's for kids, they're going to Disney.
Yeah, it's
or Six Flags.
They're going to a park. They're going like they're going to see a movie.
But it's like,
right?
But it's like you used to have like your local place, right?
Yeah.
Like we used to have Sports Plus. We had Fun for All, and I know Fun for All still kind of exists.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not the same. It's not the same place that I shit at 3 times.
Fun anecdote, I guess. Cool lore drop. Thanks,
Yeah,
Bottles.
yeah. You can add that to the wiki.
Add it to the be right back screen.
Yeah.
Bottles shit.
I have to redo all of those fun facts, so I can put that one in.
But yeah, no. I just think this.
Is there another side quest here?
And it's not even just like the tech bros.
Yeah.
It's this weird shit with the economy where like boomers are like, well, you should have been saving money the whole time of your life.
God, yeah.
And it's like it's a miserable existence to look at a kid and say you should be a resource. You should be generating money as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You should be doing everything in your power. It's like, yeah, because the economy does suck, and maybe if I did that as a kid, I would be way better off. Sure. But like, would I be good mentally? No. I'm not good mentally now.
But that's because shit's fucked.
That's because I had to watch it get worse.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Say what you will about our state now. Say what you will about what people say about our generation now. You know what I can say we did have? A childhood.
Yeah.
We had a pretty
I'm sure it will be very helpful.
good childhood.
That's why you always said the 90s and mid 2000s were really good, because that was a big boom for kid stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even like everyone says that when their time as a kid was good.
But like,
it's like, yeah, sure, everyone does say that.
But when in the any time before or after the 90s or the 2000s, did you see the rise of stuff like, even if you want to talk about media stuff, like, did you see anything like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel?
I think there's a really good, you could make a really good point about like the descent of like kids media with the emphasis of those channels going more into live action.
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon was always a bit live action. They've always had, like, that was a little different because they've always had a live action touch.
But it wasn't their main priority like it is now.
Serial drama as much. Because they kept the comedy, but there's a lot more like, you know, in this episode, what's gonna happen? Like, is always moving away, and now it's like there wasn't a lot of like, they didn't try to be more grounded as much as they started to try to do, and they created levity with stuff like Henry Danger and the Thundermans, but it was still off. Like there was something, the approach was different.
Well, yeah, because like, and I don't want to give him props. I really don't.
Yeah.
But Dan Schneider knew how to write a teen show.
Or
the people who wrote for Dan Schneider.
Right. I also don't want to give props. But also, Dan Schneider was from that era. Dan Schneider was on all that.
Yeah.
He was from that era.
Yeah.
Despite what he became.
Yeah. No, I'm not praising that man.
Yeah. Despite what he became, anyone, literally, if Keenan wrote for Nickelodeon instead of Dan Schneider, we probably would have had a similar, like, arc of things.
Yeah.
Because, like, anyone from that era of Nick who was inside of Nickelodeon like that,
they know.
They understood.
They know.
They understood the audience. They understood what they were doing. Vastly, you know what I mean? Like, we're not praising him.
No.
But literally, coming from that era was an advantage.
But, like, and nothing shows that more when you realize that a lot of Drake and Josh episodes were directed by Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Legitimately. Like, I think, the finale.
Yeah.
What is it? The Really Big
Really
Shrimp?
Big Shrimp, yeah.
Was directed by Josh.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that there's, that's why that should have been the last episode, but I'm pretty sure the last episode aired was
the last episode. Yeah, that was the last one.
Which, don't get me wrong, good episode.
Yeah.
I really liked the reaction at the end of the family.
Yeah. But I think Really Big Shrimp was, like, in their minds, like, this is the finale of the show.
Yeah, no, it is. Because they cut back to the Amanda show.
Yeah, they cut back to the Amanda show.
Which is a wild thing to do in a show that has its established canon.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that till now, by the way. Because it's like, for us, it's like, oh, I remember seeing that on the Amanda show. But, like, when you think about it, it's like,
when did that happen?
That's weird.
Like if you don't know the history of how Drake and Josh as a show came to be,
Yeah.
it's just kind of
It's
odd.
a weird thing, yeah.
That's like the thing that you like go to the wiki for.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is Amanda's show?
Wait. a
But
note
they didn't meet until their parents got married.
Yeah. What's the Amanda? Who's Amanda?
I really like the idea of someone so engrossed in Drake and Josh Cannon that they're just bewildered by this flashback.
Wait till they hear about the Schneiderverse.
Which doesn't work it worked like at one
A
point.
little bit.
But actually no it didn't, because Drake Bell is in Zone 1 as Drake Bell.
Yeah.
But then in the movie they have that performance in Drake and Josh Go Hollywood as a thing that he shows the TRL guy.
Yeah.
So is Drake Bell like his stage name? He's Drake Barker, but his stage name is Drake Bell.
Oh my god. And then you get into all the stuff from iCarly and Victorious and Game Shakers and
Oh my god.
it's
Like I was about to say that it crumbles later, but it crumbled really quickly early on with that.
yeah, literally. Like fucking, especially when they started like when they have like, oh, here's the character and here's the actor.
Yeah.
And it's like, do they just in this continuity, are
Well,
there
yeah,
just
'cause-
two people that look exactly the same?
Because they'll mention Drake and Josh, which is
But
a TV
as a
show
TV
in
show.
Victorious. And then also Josh Beck shows up in an episode as a quick cameo in Victorious.
Well, not only that, if you want to even say like, oh, maybe that's not Josh, right? Helen's in the show. Helen's the principal of Hollywood Arts.
Shows up as a principal later on as Helen, and she's like, I worked at a movie theater.
So it's like, is Drake and Josh a show or not?
It's such a fucking mess. Holy shit. Dude, it's so funny. If you want more information, let's go watch Quentin.
Yeah, Quentin does like a really fucking good deep dive on this
Because I would
shit.
love to make a video on it, but it's been done.
Quentin did like a whole spiel live, and it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Go watch that. It's not for me. You know, and it's funny for someone who wants to make similar content. I don't like watching most of those videos.
Yeah.
I only really watch like your Drew Gooden, your Dating Gonzalez, your Ted Nichols.
What do I have to do? I have to find legendary. I think. What did he say?
Go to the side quest.
I did.
Do you have a site? Yeah.
Use the hunt board to locate an extraordinary
Extraordinary
morble.
morble.
That was the word.
Yeah. The Morble.
Morble.
You remember what the Morble is?
Morble.
Do you remember what the Morble is?
Morble. I don't know. It's like something with madness.
Corner. Right corner. That thing.
That's a carrot.
It's called carrot, but it's a Morble. It's the big plant monster.
How am I supposed to know that that's a morble?
Because it's an iconic Final Fantasy monster.
What if I don't know Final Fantasy?
That's a.
What's the shrimp? Who's Amanda?
What's the shrimp?
The Whispering
It's a really big
Waters.
shrimp. It's prawn.
Oh.
Great writing, by the way. Fantastic. Listen, that special has good bits. Not all hits. That was definitely towards the later curve of that content, where it's like,
Where's Rosaria?
it's why it's funny when people are like, oh man, iCarly and Victoria. They're like, iCarly Victorious legend, and I'm like, listen.
If I'm gonna be real,
I grew up enjoying it,
yeah.
but like that was it. I was like, I sat down and went, wow, good song.
Peter,
Yeah,
where's Rosaria?
it go left, left.
Is that Rosaria?
It's in this area.
Oh yeah, Southwestern
Southwestern
Rosaria. Okay.
Rosaria.
Central Rosaria. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to go to the Whispering Woods, wherever
So,
that is.
I guess just go somewhere and look.
Yeah. Peter, where's Rosaria? I drew it right there.
there.
Magic marker.
That's when I posted when Steve's like, oh, I forgot to send my audio, or no, I thought I sent it, and I said, Steve, where's your audio? That bit did not get as much laugh as I
No.
was hoping it got when I sent it. Because I was like, as soon as I saw that whole thing in the chat, I went, I gotta make it.
I gotta make it. You make an excellent point. There should be places where kids can just have fun on their own. This is why I pitched that we reinstate gladiator arenas. Maybe go in one that
What was the
comes out
Which
in
thing had
Minecraft.
a motto where a kid can be a kid?
That's Chuck E. Cheese.
That Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah. Where a kid can be a kid.
So sad.
Yeah. Kids should be allowed to just enjoy childhood. Have you ever gone back to a kid show you watched and said, wow, the moral holds up really well nowadays? I remember that in Captain America, The Winter Soldier, it's confirmed that Star Wars exists as a film franchise. So I just had to wonder, does Windu look like Nick Fury?
Yeah, that's always a thing. Yeah.
Going back to the wow, the morals hold up. That was Hey Arnold for me.
Hey Arnold is a big one.
Oh yeah, whispering whatever.
What kid shows like have like a strong moral? base
Whispering
to them?
Waters. I'm going here.
Trying to think of shows like other than Hey Arnold that like have like a good
Like a good heart to it.
heart in it. Yeah. Drake and Josh has.
And
some
I'm also
good
trying to
episodes.
think of stuff that I looked back.
Yeah, Drake and Josh has some good episodes.
Oh yeah.
Like the one where Josh is done with Drake.
That's one of the best
That's
episodes.
just fantastic.
Because I feel like, and this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I feel like the conflict of that episode is weirdly mature for
Yeah.
because they really drive home the thing of I'm done. I'm not angry at you.
Yeah.
I'm just done.
Yeah.
And it's that's such a complex feeling
Yeah.
that they drive the point forward through
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Because you feel that thing of
By the way,
oh, this is
'cause
something beyond Josh being
we're
mad.
talking about the performative nature and what they're the topic they're bringing in and what they're showcasing. Can I have a quick side tangent real quick about the Nostalgia Critic recently put up a video about Bruce Almighty,
Yes, I saw that he posted that.
and I was like, oh, I'll watch this while I eat
Yeah.
because there's nothing else to watch right now, and I love Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
Sounds like a funny time. First of all, he doesn't like the movie.
Okay.
Which, and he shows the Rotten Tomato scores or whatever, and they're low. And I went, listen, I don't care what
Yeah,
person's
I
in the
don't
movie.
give a
I
damn.
think that movie's great.
Yeah, I love Bruce
I
Almighty.
love Bruce Almighty. I think you go in going, it's a Jim Carrey movie, you're getting a Jim Carrey movie. Here's the thing. At one point, and this would really piss me off, because the whole video I was like, I don't think that's anything to really critique. At one point, he's talking about how Jim Carrey is it's too, I think that, his main thing is that they could have picked a better thing to go with than overacting Jim Carrey for every single thing.
Yeah.
Because he shows, Bill Murray in Groundhog Day stepping in the puddle and just kind of silently resenting it. Versus Jim Carrey stepping in the puddle and going, ugh, brr, for, a good, minute.
yeah,
But
as
I'm
Jim
like,
Carrey does.
that's kind of what you get. That was in the trailer, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you go for. But anyway, at one point, what really pissed me off was there's a scene where he's in the white void talking to God.
Yeah.
When everything broke loose and he calls to him. Or whatever. And he, or no, I think it's at the end when he's sad because he hears her prayer and he goes out in front of the truck again and all that. So he's talking to God in the void or whatever. And the songwriter goes, count how many lines he says in a low whisper. As if it's a bad acting choice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, sometimes that is what the actor feels is a good serious tone.
Yeah.
And in the case of Jim Carrey, who's purposefully overacting for most of the scenarios in the film, that low bass whisper is the heart, is the tone.
Yeah.
And I think it did. I always watch this movie and I feel
Yeah, I
warm
feel it. Yeah.
watching those scenes. And he says this right after showing the shot of Jim Carrey sitting outside the window, listening to her prayer, and he's just got that he's crying a bit from it and everything. I'm like, that is golden Jim Carrey acting.
Yeah.
And to go from that clip to immediately talking about look how many times he says it in this, that's fuck you.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, sometimes Nostalgia Critic, some of the I'll still say I still like the Nostalgia Critic. I don't
Yeah.
really watch him a lot anymore.
But I'll see some of his stuff and go, that was a fine video.
And
That
I'm
was
also
okay.
I'm really happy to see him in things.
Yeah.
When he was on Smiling Friends, I was legitimately oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm dodging.
Yeah, understood.
but like sometimes his takes are like kind of trash.
It's just crazy.
Then it's like sometimes it feels, and this is why I prefer to watch his stuff
And
and
Doug
not,
Walker, yeah.
yeah, as Doug Walker
Yeah.
than Nostalgia
Yeah,
Critic.
it's weird because he like I feel like the thing about Nostalgia Critic nowadays is that a lot of the videos are pulling strings to try to get
To
a
find
Nostalgia
something to
Critic
complain
video.
about,
Right.
yeah. Especially because, like, you know, he doesn't really do the nostalgia thing anymore, and he's kind of run out of things to
And
complain
when they
about.
like, I don't mind that choice because
Yeah.
you run out of
Yeah,
stuff.
eventually you're like,
And to be fair, Bruce Almighty is from like 2005, 2006, so
Yeah.
that's fine. That's still kind of that's 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
That's still. But my other thing is that he doesn't do the character the same anymore.
yeah,
The Nostalgia Critic is like way pulled back.
yeah.
Like watching that video, it's way closer to like a Disney December, like laid back narration video.
yeah.
And it's like fine, but now it just sounds like when it was like over the top. At least there was like a slight comedic twist, a value to it, that this character only could complain.
Yeah.
But now all I see is Doug Walker trying to find something to complain about with a character,
Yeah.
and it just feels disingenuous.
Yeah.
It just feels wrong. And so, like, hearing that just pissed me off, because I'm like, it's the same problem with Everything Wrong with CinemaSins.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
you're just
it's
finding
like
nitpicks.
you
now.
could be doing this completely as a joke, but there are people that are taking it seriously. And sure, maybe that's their problem,
Yeah.
but it also doesn't help that you are not making it clear.
Very
Because
much
a
so.
lot of CinemaSins' issue is that he'll go back and forth. It's a
Oh,
joke.
yeah.
And then when someone likes the criticism, no, it's a real criticism.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
when someone doesn't, it's a joke. And he's back and forth. And it's the same with Nostalgia Critic, where it's like, if this is the character, that's great. But because you're not playing it up as much, it's very
It seems like it's a real.
it's very genuine.
Then
Right.
like you have like the stuff where it's him and Rob watching the movie
Yeah.
and like you see the jokes formulating, so it's like it comes from a real place.
Right.
You literally show that it comes from a real place.
Yeah.
So you can't deny that it's like just a joke for the the video, you know?
Right. So it's just like that. I was watching the video. That's why I went on the side tangent, because we talked about like the complex of that thing, and it's like Bruce Almighty did the same thing, where it's like this is a heavy thing. You're showing a world where everyone gets what they wants, and showing a guy like. And I saw someone's comment who listed it great, because Nostalgia's point in the video is like, why should we even care about this guy? Because like he wants to be taken seriously as a news reporter, but then he's Jim Carrey making faces.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, why should I even care? And someone made the comment best about that movie, which is, I think the point of the movie is that this guy is unlikable. And God's whole lesson is that even this most unlikable person can
Matters.
be redeemed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why he gives the powers to him. And shows that, like, even this person that for all intents and purposes should not have the powers of God will learn through the use of them. And what's funny is, it's a very almost biblically accurate way of learning the lesson.
True.
You know what I mean?
I can see what
Like,
you mean
it's
by
something you would see in the Bible as like, and so I showed him what I see. You know what I mean? It's like, and listen, I'm not a religious man, but I grew up in that space, so I've read the stories, and it's like, it's one of those things where you see this and you go, yeah, that's a modernized version of something God would do. Because it's a little mean. Because at one point he's going insane. He's getting all these prayers. He has enough to do, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. But my point is that, like, it's true to form. And it just felt like that wasn't what Nostalgia Critic was getting.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a side tangent. I just got really mad at that judgment of performance when I think Jim Carrey nailed it.
He nails
in
it.
that movie.
That's one of his better movies, too.
I think it is true. I really do. I think that, especially in a modern
I think my
era.
favorite is still, which I think is another movie that Nostalgia Critic doesn't like, is one of my favorite Jim Carrey movie. I think is Liar Liar.
Liar Liar's great.
For real.
Which is funny because I think he points to it as one of Jim Carrey's, like, because it's the same guy that worked with Jim Carrey in Bruce Almighty for playing Liar Liar.
Yeah.
Same dude.
Like, yeah.
And he mentions it as a good outcome. Liar Liar. You know what I mean? But I know that he's had things to say about Liar Liar in the past.
Yeah. But I legitimately think that that's like one of Jim Carrey's best performances.
I think
And nothing shows it better than the fucking traffic stop
Yeah.
scene.
I think it's 100%. I think Jim Carrey's best performance is The Truman Show.
I still haven't seen that movie.
We gotta watch it.
I know. I think it's on the list.
I think it is too, because it is I think his best performance. I know that people are gonna say like Spotless Mind,
Oh, yeah, well, yeah,
whatever.
Eternal Sunshine of
but
the
I
Spotless
think
Mind.
that also, I think that is the weight of that is more on the movie itself than the performance.
Yeah.
But I think Truman Show is all Jim Carrey's performance. Like, yes, there's a lot of cinematography stuff in that movie that is fantastic and does make the movie better. But because it's the Truman Show, and i.e. the Jim Carrey Show,
Yeah.
and he is the focal point that holds the whole movie together, he blows that performance away. I think that is his best performance by far. So yeah, I think that just pissed me off. But back to the original, the
original point.
The original point. That episode of Drake and Josh is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it's a complex idea, and I think it also is one of the few times they get to act.
Yeah.
Because they very rarely got to, and it was
Yeah.
like the first time that I got to look at Drake Bell and went, "Oh, fuck."
You can yeah, when he fucking goes into the classroom to tell Josh that he misses
Yeah,
him.
and
Is-
after the
Like
chemical shower,
after everything that happens.
Yeah.
Sort of because Josh didn't want to be his lab partner
Yeah.
or whatever.
I get a little like worked up watching.
Yeah.
because it's a real.
He seems so desperate.
He seems so fucked up, and it's cool because it's a needed episode at that point, because the entire series premise is like, you know, the dorky loser one and the cool one, and the whole episode is the
It's
other
not.
way.
Yeah. It's like at this point, it's not that anymore.
It's not that simple, because Josh is still the dorky one comparatively.
Yeah.
But
It's the thing of like
Josh needs Drake to be cool. No, other way around. Drake needs Josh
to be stable.
to be like to just be some like to exist at that point.
Well,
basically.
the thing is that it's like it's an episode that makes you realize it's like Josh is doing really well for himself now.
Yeah.
In season 4,
Yeah.
3 or 4,
It's like 3 or 4.
whatever the last season is. Whereas Drake isn't there yet.
Yeah.
And you realize just how much at that point that Josh has done for Drake.
Josh had a character arc that Drake didn't.
Yeah.
That episode was Drake's arc.
Yeah. And it's great. Let me see.
Just as I
For me, there was an episode of Thomas and Friends where the controller attempts to replace an essential worker with a fancy new automated alert system, and it backfired
I
spectacularly.
actually know that episode, but I think it's because I think Tomska talked about it.
Probably.
I think, in that video that he did.
I feel like the controller was very out of character in that episode since he's supposed to be very generous, but the intended morals that you can't just replace people with machines holds up well. It is incredibly ironic from a show full of talking machines.
I think, you know what's funny? I feel like, you know, yes, you could go back to almost any, like, to the level of show of Thomas and Friends.
Yeah.
You go back to that early of a kid's show, yes, you're going to find morals. Because the whole point of that show
was to teach morals to kids.
But I feel like I feel like the real gem is finding a kid's show, like something like Drake and Josh or Victoria's, that has a message in it, despite it trying to just be silly, funny, look at the TV for half an hour.
Yeah.
You know? I think, it's not really a kid's show, but I think one that, and why I really want to show as many of you guys as I can, because it's such an untapped territory in the friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Who has an insane amount of gravitas, especially in the initial era of the revival series.
Yeah.
As we call it, RTD1, Russell T Davies 1, because he came back for the new series. There was a clip today between the Doctor and the guy that made the Daleks, Davros,
Yeah.
where he tells the Doctor, "You, Doctor, afraid of violence, you never carry a gun. But you see," and it's like, it's the big special where all the companions from the past seasons have like come together in this big special. Like, you weaponize these people because they're carrying guns. They're coming in to fight when the Doctor doesn't. And he tells them, "Think of all the people that have died for you, Doctor." And it's like this montage. David Tennant is silent as a montage of all the people that have died throughout the season for the Doctor. And he tells him that you, the one who cannot turn back, not from fear, but from shame. This is my final victory, Doctor. I have shown you yourself. And I'm like,
Any other ship would be our present.
God, that's so fucking cool. And then it cuts back to a Dalek, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm watching.
Oh yeah, Doctor Who, right?
Right.
Hey Bottles, hey Lily,
Never
welcome.
seen anything like that.
It's hard to tell the difference between a joke and an actual criticism. Liar Liar is great. Josh is no longer really needs Drake. Like even health improves in a day.
I think the thing is, the point is not necessarily that Josh needs Drake, but more so like the whole series is every episode shows that they need each other. Every episode is like, I love you, brother. Oh, we're brotherly love. But we never really see it.
Yeah.
Because the episodes don't really circle around why you would need Drake or why Drake would need Josh.
Yeah,
that was
always
the first time we're like, and it's good because they could have made the episode Josh needs Drake.
Yeah.
And the same point would have been across because it's about the brotherly connection.
But it's better that it was Josh.
Better that it was the Drake that needs Josh.
Because in the beginning of the series, Josh was more reliant on Drake, and then slowly it shifts.
But even it's a good flip, but it's not meant to be Josh doesn't need Drake anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally meant to be there's a connection here that is important for both of them. It's just that Josh has a better independence than Drake realized he didn't have.
Yeah.
Like it's deeper than that, and that's great.
Especially because Drake's character is very much like, I've got everything figured out. And for him to realize that, like, no, he doesn't.
And Zoe 101 has a lot of great beats, too. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
there was one joke that I saw, because I was watching, like, a retrospective of it, that it didn't very much age well.
Yeah.
Where it was the very early on. It was like first season. It was the episode where Logan spies on the girls' dorm. And at the end of the episode, you know, he's been neglecting work to do this, so he gets fired from the sushi place.
Yeah.
And the boss goes, "You're fired." I feel like Donald Trump. It's like, oh,
I do remember that.
oh no,
I do remember that. You know what though? I feel like it's weird too because
well, it's like it's the kind of thing where it's like, oh, that kind of means something different now.
My dad used to watch The Apprentice.
So
I
watched Celebrity Apprentice a lot.
I remember not even Celebrity. I remember like the original.
Yeah, like the
I
original
would come
Apprentice,
downstairs and hear.
Yeah.
And that's in my head.
Yeah.
That's a song, by the way. That's a real song.
Yeah.
Not just.
Yeah, it's not
theme
just
of
for
The
the show,
Apprentice. Never heard it anywhere else.
Look at him fly.
Yeah, all these fucking Akashic soldiers.
Yeah. They can fly. They can fly.
But yeah, they
I know you've seen a superfly, but you've
Oh,
never seen a donkey fly.
to remind you because we've been talking a lot and really for the audience too. We're getting this boat that Mid has been putting together because we have to go save Jill.
Yes.
Because she stopped the assistant to Odin in the last big fight. But because she stayed behind to hold him back as Clive got wounded,
Yes.
she got taken.
There's the story.
Just the refresher.
Yeah, just a refresher for everybody. If
Because
you're
there's a lot
wondering
been happening. We've
Now
been
that-
doing
now that-
mostly side quests.
Now that we're back into the main quest.
Yeah. This is a big standoff because they gotta get the ship ready.
Hello? Where are you? Where are you? Ah! Where are you, you piece of shit? Come here.
But yeah, so
Stop healing people.
Yeah, Zoe 101. The one that I always think of is the one where Drake's grandma dies.
You mean Chase?
Sorry. What did I say?
Drake?
Fair enough, you know. But
Yeah, no, the one where Chase's grandma dies is actually,
one's-
like, really good.
that was really good. Well, because it's a pretty normal episode for
Until
most
that
of it.
moment.
But I also think, well, actually, it's not. You know what it is? It's actually a pretty good. It's a pretty serious episode, actually, because the whole episode is Chase's busy studying.
Yeah.
And it's kind of why that last bit of that last reveal hits, because he talks about how important his grandma is in the episode.
Yeah.
And he's so busy working
That he
during his
didn't get to
birthday.
see her.
And like, yeah, it's a big episode. That shot at the end really kind of hits me every time I've seen it, where it's like him in the rain, sitting there clearly crying, and Zoe just goes to comfort him.
Yeah.
In a scene that, like, you know, Chase, who is infatuated with Zoe. You know, like
That's not the focus of the scene.
it's great.
Where
too.
it usually would
Well, it's
be.
also great because like it was a pajama party. She's wearing like a nightgown and shit, and it's like, you know, this could have been a joke.
Yeah.
Like Chase could have been they could have made a wow, you know, it's like like that could at the end of the episode could have been.
Wow,
a
you're
party.
in your jam.
Whoa. But no, well, because remember the episode with the pageant? You know, they did that. They played off that bit. I don't mind it. 0 to 1 was always the more mature show anyway.
Yeah.
It was meant to be teens at like the end of high school.
You remember when oh god, I'm dying.
Limit break.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Remember
Still gotta dodge.
when Chase hold on. Let me beat this guy
Are
first.
you using your abilities?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been.
Alright.
I'm just waiting for them to recharge.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Remember there was an episode where Chase wrote a play just so he could kiss Zoe?
Yeah, that was early.
Yeah.
That was really early. And then the part went to Logan.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And then it was the thing of like Zoe being like, "Do I like Logan? Because I like the character."
I
And
gotta
it's
be
like,
honest with
come
you,
on.
though. That's a good story to tell.
Yeah.
Because if you're like in middle school, high school, and you would not believe the amount of times that like co-stars in high school plays ended up dating.
Oh,
I'm sure if you went into if
like
someone,
Troy and Gabrielle.
if someone did like a study, I'm sure the numbers would be insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it is. Well, and my dad said this the other day where he's like, I am still in disbelief when you see someone doing all this really passionate kissing and intimate stuff,
That they're just like, all right,
and
see
they
you
just
tomorrow.
walk it off after.
Yeah.
And I go, listen, from a viewer standpoint, totally see it, totally get it. That shit is intense.
Yeah.
You know, even for me, the idea of doing an intimate scene like that is like a total like, you know.
Also, it's like, this is the other thing I think about sometimes. It's like, not only it's like, are they walking that off, right? It's like some of them are like going home to their wives.
Well, that's the crazy right. It is a weird fucking industry to like a job to have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because cheating is okay.
Because it's not real.
Because it's in front of a camera.
Yeah, because it's being filmed for everybody to see.
No, babe, I'm not cheating. It was a short film. It was my independent short film.
Who wrote the film?
No, it doesn't mean it's not for anything.
No, like you could have got the role, but you just weren't good enough. babe. Babe. Oh wait, hold on, babe.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's an important episode to have, I think.
Yeah.
Because it is something that like, it doesn't happen in, like, adult as much, right? Because when you're an actor and you're doing it professionally as an adult, you're in that world.
Yeah.
You know, you're trained, you've gone to a school for it, you're more aware of it. But if you're in high school, where the hormones are especially high, it fucking happens.
Yeah.
And even worse, just like Zoe, you could fall in love with the role they're playing, and not them. Like, it's not surprising. Like, I feel like what I always hated growing up was people downplaying what was in a kid's show.
Yeah.
Because even if it was a silly episode,
Ow, fuck you, I hate this fucking move. Jesus Christ!
even if it
Die!
was... Is that what it feels like when I do the flame dash? Ah!
No, stop!
But yeah, no, there's so many times where it's like a kid episode will be relatively silly, but it's not an entirely exaggerated circumstance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the same as Drake and Josh trying to save a orangutan from a orangutan.
Yeah.
That's exaggerated. That would never happen.
That's an insane episode.
It's so weird because it's like in between like Drake being a womanizer and like it's in between two vastly normal episodes.
Yeah.
to the orangutan.
To just, oh yeah, they find a monkey and then they sell it to a guy and then they have to save it from
The
the guy
funny
because
thing
he's
is,
gonna
I
eat
was
him.
about to say that it's like right next to the episode where they buy a car. It is the episode where they buy a car.
Yeah.
Because they buy the orangutan from the car dealer.
Yeah.
Which is a whole nother... Because, like, they play it off like, oh, the orangutan's the mascot of the car dealership. Oh, that doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah. When have you ever walked into a car dealership and there's just a fucking monkey there? Can I have your chimp?
What car dealership can afford to house an orangutan?
Do you make commission on the chimp?
Does the orangutan get commission? I guess he's really selling me on this fucking Toyota.
Does he make a percentage? Because, like, I wouldn't have bought it if the orangutan wasn't here.
Like, it's such... Every part of that episode is like, what are we doing?
Lord Vader, if 100 clone troopers were caught off guard by one silverback gorilla, could the clones come out on top even without weapons?
I think they'd still miss with their hands.
Where do you stand on that debate, by the way?
What,
100 men versus one gorilla?
Gorilla wins.
You think the gorilla wins?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know.
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
They never discuss what humans.
What do you mean?
Because there's survivalists. There's people that that actively go out and seek danger.
Yeah.
That might have a better chance than a random guy who sits at watch TV all day.
Yeah.
I feel like, and it's weird to say a hierarchy of humans, but it's true. There's people that are like natural, like they know how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
Against an animal, like to deal with like bears and shit. Versus some random guy. If it's 100 some random guys, probably the gorilla.
Well, here's the thing: is that some people will argue, and this is where I'm like teetering. It's like some people will argue, it's like, well, 100 men will be able to strategize against a gorilla, and also gorillas don't have a lot of stamina, like compared to people.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough. But I'm also like, yeah, but like, if there's 100 men and a gorilla and they're just like right in front of each other, all gorilla got to do is this.
Someone asked the question to Simon Pegg, like, who would win 100 Tom Cruises or one gorilla?
Well, they'd be infinitely running away.
Simon Pegg. Who got my Simons confused.
Have you no normal enemies?
I love Byron.
That's great.
I love Byron so much.
Normal enemies.
Simon Pegg was like, what are we doing? What is the internet doing, man? Like, we can ask normal questions, but then in another clip, he was going off again. Like, we can talk about climate change and shit. And then the interviewer was like, I was going to ask something a little more philosophical. Who would win 100 gorillas or one Tom Cruise? And he's just like, Tom Cruise is a gorilla. He's always shaving. How do you think he does all these stunts? Fucking love Simon Pegg.
He's great.
I think, well, one of the things he said, he was like, we can talk about climate change. We can talk about how to stop billionaires from taking all our money. We're talking about this instead. And I saw someone be like, how about we talk about what we want to talk about? And fucking millionaires complain about billionaires. I'm like, I think it's a good thing that someone of Simon Pegg's stature
Be complaining
is
about
complaining
this.
about billionaires. That's good, actually.
Yeah, that's a good thing that we have people on our side that are over there.
Like, Simon Pegg is definitely not the same Simon Pegg from, like, early fucking independent film Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's still talking like he is.
Yeah. More people talking about that is the less millionaires that are stealing money from us.
Listen, I also... Can I tell you, Tom Cruise is still an enigma of someone to talk about.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he's got the whole Scientology thing.
Yeah.
But I can't not like watching it.
Honestly, I feel that.
You know what I mean? Because when he talks about movies, I'm like...
You're like, yeah.
Because I want to talk to him about movies.
Because he's so, like, he's so fucking passionate about it.
I saw a video today where he's talking to some random guy, like a YouTuber who did a YouTuber being like, yeah, I did a bunch of analysis videos on Sinners, and he's like, oh yeah, we should get that re-released. That should be the next thing we do. He's talking to him like this guy has any power to do that.
Yeah.
But he's like, we should get that re-released in Europe. We should have a re-release of Sinners in Europe. A movie he's not in.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, man. I can't hate Tom Cruise. That's the thing.
I
can not like things that he is involved in, necessarily, but I can't hate him.
I mean, if you hated every celebrity that's involved in Scientology, you'd hate half of Hollywood.
You would. Yeah. No, listen, I think most of what he does is more merit. Because I think what he's done for films
Yeah.
is big. Tom Cruise has done so much for the film industry.
Oh yeah. For real.
Like the amount of I saw someone point out the amount of calls Tom Cruise has probably made to keep Top Gun Maverick releasing in the time of COVID.
Yeah.
Because he was the one keeping things rolling. And I'm like fuck yeah.
Yeah,
like
literally.
when fucking Nicole Kidman tells me how good the movies are, whatever. If I see the clip of Tom Cruise on the airplane going, "See you at the movies," I'm like, absolutely, Tom
that
Cruise,
shit's-
absolutely.
I'll be there.
Part of me really wants to see Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning, and I've not seen a single other Mission Impossible
neither.
film. But I kind of want to see Final Reckoning because it's the last one for a while, and I gotta see it go out.
That was cool. Clive hanging on the side of the ship.
Oh yeah,
That was
him
sick.
doing the fucking jump.
Yeah. There he is.
Really? I think you should
Right
get on.
now?
I think you should get on the ship, Clive. I don't think. Oh, it's Tom Cruise on the airplane.
Yeah.
Oh! Different movie, but
I know, but
I
the
like
same
what you
spirit,
went
yeah.
for.
He's a bit confused, but he's got the
He's
spirit.
a bit confused. Like, have you seen the stunt that he did for this one?
No.
He's on a fucking bike. Well, he's on the trailer.
Was that not also a Mission Impossible movie?
It is. It's Final Reckoning. It's the last one. It's the
No,
new
I'm
one.
talking about the one where
Oh,
they accidentally released the trailer without.
No,
like,
that was the
any-
Mummy.
That was the Mummy.
That was the Mummy. Ah!
Yeah.
And I'm like, what was the direction? But here's the thing. I don't think... A lot of the time, Tom Cruise is directing himself in these stunts.
Yeah.
Especially in... Oh, hold on. Big cutscene. Sort of.
That's quite a mess you've made.
I shit myself.
I don't like him saying that
Wholly unnecessary.
in this scenario. You pissed everywhere.
You
Smells
are
good.
offering to me
Jesus
the cross. I would not
Christ.
see you damaged.
I hate that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Talking to her like she's property. Fucking Ultima.
That's,
That's sexist ways.
That's... Well, not Ultima. That's, Barnabas. That's his name.
Yeah. But he's influenced by Ultima,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit. He's probably the most influenced by Ultima than any of them.
Yeah.
As we saw in the older cutscenes, he's like turning into his mom.
Yeah.
Hey, we're getting a weird edifice thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird, but he's manipulated him at like the core from like a long time.
Yeah.
Mainly because this guy is like on the other island of like the two main islands. He's like the leader of it. So like he's been adjacent to all the other shit that we've been doing.
Oh, hey, Sephiroth.
Absolutely certain of this.
I think I took a wrong turn somewhere.
The
Look over there.
foes you
Take
face
it.
are as
Get out.
terrible as they are numerous.
Camera's over there.
How many times do I have to teach you this fucking lesson, old man?
Should answer your question.
I beat you in Smash, I beat you in Kingdom Hearts, I'll beat you everywhere. You son of a bitch.
Calm down. Calm down. It's just a guy role playing as Sephiroth. It's okay. Your gallbladder, Peter. It's gone. Where'd it go? Did you find it? It's fucking like a mouse click.
I think I'd scream if I saw a curved mouse cursor. What does this mean?
It's there?
So many questions. First of all, what? Second of all, my gallbladder?
I thought they pulverized
Third
it.
of all, are we real?
Are we in a computer game?
Good luck, Uncle.
That's the ARG we made.
Crazy times we live in.
I can't believe I'm in a computer game.
I can't believe it.
Is it at least like a cool computer game, like from the 90s, and not like a bad computer game?
No, it's like a flash game on Nick.com.
Do my best, Uncle.
That's what I mean, like
That's
a
alright.
cool game from the 90s.
That's on Kellogg's.com.
Yeah, we're part of the Captain Crunch like flash game.
That's a weird turn in the Captain Crunch flash game.
Yeah, when these two unrelated
When someone's
kids,
looking for their gallbladder.
someone's looking for their gallbladder, they're playing Final Fantasy XVI. Personally, I'm Team Humans would win. We would have extreme casualties, but gorillas don't have that great of stamina. They can only last for about a minute or two in a fight. So
It's
before long,
kind
the
of
gorilla would
such
be
a
forced
stupid
to
thing.
either
I like
retreat,
what...
or it would become too exhausted to really fight.
I also
back.
like what
Well,
Robert Irwin
can't have
said.
him showing us up
Son of
like
Steve
that.
Irwin. Where he was just like...
Never hear the end of it.
He's like, why are we? First of all, the gorillas don't like attack unless provoked.
Yeah.
Why are we provoking a gorilla when they're like endangered and we should? I think what he said was really wholesome, which is we should be saying how many men does it take to save a gorilla? And I'm like, bless your heart.
Oh,
And also, it is kind of a fucked up statement when you think about that. The gorillas don't really attack unless provoked.
My God. For one thing, he's still alive.
Oh yeah.
But he's also looking at the destruction of his kingdom.
What have I done?
Oh, man.
Poultress's girl. The reason we focused on her.
Finally.
She's gonna nurse him back to health with her poultresses.
Her poultresses. Poultresses? Darth Vader versus 100 gorillas.
Darth
But he
Vader.
spelled it with the Z, so that means 100 of the band.
I ain't happy.
I get it, you're not happy!
Dude, Vader would miss him.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even mean the band. I mean
Like, actual
actual
gorillas.
gorillas. Vader would miss him. Easy.
Oh, yeah. Bless his heart, but that gorilla owes me $20, so we're pulling up. That's good. That's really funny.
Listen, that gorilla fucked my wife.
We're pulling up.
We're pulling up. Alright, well, it's personal. I get
It's personal.
Get 100, get 99 of your boys and go fuck him up, I guess.
Oh, fuck.
Had a great time.
Me and 99 of my boys pulling up to the gorilla. Like this.
Maintain our current bearing north-northeast.
This is the clip I show my doctor when she goes, and what ruptured this area of the surgery?
I don't know.
Why were you dancing? It's 9:30. What?
Why does that mean you have to dance? It's 9:30.
Well, I met this gypsy woman in an alley, and I thought she was just an ugly old hag, so I didn't give her money, and I was cursed to dance at 9:30
every night.
She's ours.
And if I don't fall in love by the time the rose wilts.
She gave me a random rose. Seemed a little unrelated to the curse she gave me, but alright.
But she's like, hey, fall in love before this wilts or you'll die. And I'm like, that seems a bit unnecessary.
Seems a bit on it. I don't understand what falling in love has anything to do with cursing me to, like, find beauty in ugliness.
What is the moral that you're trying to teach? I didn't call you ugly. I just said get out of my way. I'm walking you. If anything, the curse should have to do with my legs.
We need to cut this and write this for a skit. We need to not drain ourselves with the idea, because the idea of a gypsy giving a curse so unrelated to, like, with a lesson that has nothing to do is so funny.
That's really good.
What are you trying? What do you mean? I listen. Very upset about the curse. I have a lot of questions.
Do you have a Yelp? I feel like I
like to review your gypsy search.
In fact, I feel like
your
after
gypsy woman.
But after this, it's like after we're done here, I feel like if I stew on it for like the rest of the day, I'll be able to like type out a really good constructive review.
I understand. By the way, I understand that gypsy is like kind of like, I don't know.
We'll just say a witch.
I don't know about, but I will say I'm just talking about like the generic gypsy's curse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you understand the
we're not talking about real people.
The trope that I'm going for here.
100 gorillas versus a coughing baby with plot armor.
Coughing baby with plot armor.
I mean, if he's the protagonist.
Oh fuck! They just cut the ship in half, by the way.
Why'd they do that?
Or no, they went to, but I think Joshua shielded the ship because it was Odin's fucking sword slashing at him. He still cut the sea.
Insane. Now it's a. Are we playing One Piece now? Pirate of the Caribbean world? Other pirate thing?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves? Pirate 101?
Skull and Bones.
I forgot that game existed.
So
So did everybody else.
Everybody else.
Assassin's Creed 4: The Black Flag?
Assassin's Creed TM4, the Black one.
Assassin TM4?
Assassin TM4? What the fuck is that? Odin's so cool. Subit, he's an asshole, but he's so cool.
He is pretty cool. If only he would just fucking stop it.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Oh, look at him. Awakened.
Oh man. You know the nostalgia critic thing? Did a Toy Story video.
I watched that one.
I was like, you get Randy Newman's name out of your fucking mouth.
Yeah, dude. Literally.
That was-
Especially, like, out of all of Randy Newman's songs, You Got a Friend in Me is, like, the least like Randy Newman.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you got, like, You Got a Friend in Me. But, like, the rest of the song is, like, pretty, like, normal.
And it's like,
not Randy
there's
Newman-ish.
only 3 Randy Newman songs in that movie.
Yeah.
And he didn't even talk about Strange.
No.
Strange Things is such a good song.
Yeah.
I was literally listening to it the other day. Like, that's just a good song.
Well, then, like, he only dunks on Randy Newman because he has a fucking weird voice.
And it's so funny because I'm like, that's his thing. That's his charm.
Yeah.
That's like something that people who listen, like, that's a whole, like, side of music people like listening to.
Yeah.
And
like,
I love it.
Unique voice.
There's something warm about it. Like, when I listen to songs like I Love L.A. and, like, Short People and the theme from Monk,
Yeah.
you know, it's just a warm feeling. It's like, it fills me, it's just like, oh, I love this voice. It's comforting.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a little funny, and it's fun to do.
Yeah.
But it's not, like, I do it fully out of love. I love Randy Newman.
Oh, I do too.
It's a jungle out there. Disorder and confusion everywhere. They don't see like I do. When it's amazing. People sound crazy. I worry all the time. You crazy, you be worried too. I might just kill you. I could be wrong now, but I don't think so. I love it. I fucking love it, man. And if we already knew it, we would get on the bug, was a bug, barely there. I love it. And then the worst part is we make fun of the first few lines of that song. Great song.
Yeah, it's a
otherwise.
great song.
It's the time of your life, so live it well. It's a good song, man. And like, Randy Newman composed the whole soundtrack of those movies.
Yeah.
Every song in those movies.
Then it's like
composed by him.
even if you don't like his voice, like you can't argue against like the fucking.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that shit is great.
His melodies are iconic. He wrote and composed and probably recorded a demo track for When She Loved Me in Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
And it was sung by, forgive me, I do not remember the name of this. I know it's like a famous vocal artist, but I just cannot remember her name. It was sung by that female vocalist. And it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Great way of showing Jesse's story. Written by Randy Newman.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful track. And every little part of Toy Story, every little those little things that bring character to the movie, all Randy Newman.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic composer. Monsters Inc.
Yep.
Fucking, I saw the clip. So I went on a weird deep dive of If I Didn't Have You.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I love that song.
Yeah.
And I love that Randy Newman and Billy Crystal sang it. And I looked up behind the scenes If I Didn't Have You.
Did John Goodman not?
No, John Goodman sang it. That's what I said.
You said Randy Newman.
Ah, fuck me. Well, I'm gonna actually get to this. So John Goodman and Billy Crystal sang it for the movie. There's clips of the behind the scenes of them recording, but there's also a clip of Randy Newman recording the demo for them to sing through. What I love is a clip of Randy Newman going, John Goodman, good singer, great. He's like a really good singer. Billy Crystal, so funny. I know it's like full compliment, no backhanded, but it sounds like
It sounds like
after
it's like, he can't sing, but he's
following John Goodman's a good singer with Billy Crystal, funny guy. It's so good. And like you can't, even if it was backhanded, it just comes off fun teasing because it's Randy Newman.
Yeah.
He knows he doesn't have it in him. It's just it's such a good moment. But what I also found after that in my recommended, they apparently performed it at the Oscars.
Oh my god.
When I guess it was up for like a best animated picture award or something.
Yeah.
But it wasn't John Goodman and Billy Crystal. It was John Goodman and Randy Newman.
Okay.
And I was like, this is pretty good. Also, John Goodman, fucking good singer. Yeah, he was in Blues Brothers, 2000. But he can sing.
Yeah.
I think he sang in Roseanne too a bit.
Did he?
I think. I feel like.
Probably during like one of the later seasons.
I think he performed with like a group of the guys. I feel like I remember that.
John Goodman is one of those actors that if I see him in anything, no matter the role, I got a big dumb smile on my face.
I love him.
John Goodman is like on the list of celebrities that I'm like, I would love to meet him.
Yeah. I would love to just chat.
Yeah.
Same with Tom Cruise. I kind of want to just chat with Tom
I feel
Cruise.
like a chat with Tom Cruise would be so like hectic.
I feel like a chat with Tom Cruise, I would walk away like going, that was so cool, and then immediately,
I need to go to bed.
I'm so tired.
Legit.
Which is a great person to be. It's a great thing that I can leave a conversation with him tired. Because that means I had a good conversation. That means I had a passionate conversation with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And I would love to. Because he seems really intense about filmmaking.
Yeah.
And I love filmmaking. I would love to talk to him about filmmaking.
Bill Hader is another one that I feel like would
Bill
be fun
Hader's
to talk
cool.
about movies
John
with.
Mulaney, I would love to just chat with in general.
Yeah.
Gotta catch him all. Oh man, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
I could talk about films with. Say what you criticize about what you will about like his Star Wars films or whatever recent films you may not like from or whatever, but he's a good filmmaker history.
Oh yeah.
There's a reason he ended up being pinned to direct Star Wars. You know what I mean? He did Lost. People love Lost.
Yeah, he wrote for Lost.
I love the Star Trek movies.
I heard they were pretty okay.
Yeah. I think in a fandom like Star Trek, if you can walk away with,
What am I doing?
that was all right. That's good.
Yeah.
Star Trek fans are rough.
Very true.
If you did one, Jim Carrey,
Oh yeah.
love to chat with. Although I feel like Jim Carrey is at this point with seeing him in interviews, he feels like I would come out of a conversation like as if I was like talking with like a really spiritual grandparent.
Yeah.
Because every interview you see with him, it's like, Jim Carrey, yeah, the Grinch, oh wow. The thing about life, and you're like,
It's like,
Jim
oh.
Carrey got real spiritual at one point.
Well, there was also, you see the one where he's getting like interviewed somewhere, and he's like very much like either like he's really just not into where he is,
Yeah.
or like he's having some kind of episode. Like there was the one where it's just like, oh, what do you think of these icons? Like, oh, well, what even is a fucking icon? Because like, we're all just people, so like, stop pretending like we're icons.
Listen, I think, and I love him for that. I think it's
Oh, me
a good
too.
point, but it's also like,
It's like, whoa, bro.
roll it back. My name's Tom. Nice to meet you. It's like, would you like bread or what is bread?
Though I am obsessed with those. I am obsessed with those compilations of. Wow. All right. I'm obsessed with those compilations of celebrities like clapping back at interviewers.
Oh, yeah.
I love them.
Love that shit.
Where are you? You piece of shit. I'll kill you. There you are, you piece of shit. Get over here.
Oh man, have you been seeing the stuff about the Lilo and Stitch movie?
I've seen a couple things, all negative.
Well, because, like, remember when we saw the trailer for Thunderbolts?
Yeah, and we were
you
like,
and
that
I
looks
went,
pretty good.
"If that actually looks pretty good, I might see that. And then it started to crumble. I guess maybe as the early access viewing started happening.
Yeah.
Because we found out that Gantu's not in the movie.
Yeah.
And apparently the villain role has been given to Jumbo.
I heard it was given to Bubbles.
Well, give it a take, right?
Yeah.
'Cause Bubbles was half antagonist, but meant to by the end of the movie be like, I understand.
Yeah.
So he was meant to, from the perspective of Lilo, this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah,
bad
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
right? So him having a villainous role is one thing. I think the issue from an alien perspective of trying to capture Stitch the way Gantu was,
Yeah.
giving anything of that to Jumba
Is weird.
is
It's very
weird.
strange.
Because it also is like, well, then can Jumba even be redeemed by the end of the movie? Because the whole point is that Jumba's not fully bad, because that's how Stitch isn't fully bad.
Yeah.
It's because Jumba himself, as a mad scientist, did not make a creature devoid of the ability to become good.
Yeah.
And that was, that's the whole thing. Anyway, the other thing that I saw the other day is that I saw a clip. Jumba's just Zach Galifianakis. Doesn't have an accent. Got the face, no accent.
Wait, no, I want to go back. I want to go back.
Then open the door.
It's not letting me.
The icon's right there. Walk up to it. There you go.
I had to turn the camera.
It was popping up when you were jumping at it. You were looking at it right.
I'll look at you right.
Door, you didn't say the magic word to the door.
Now!
But, yeah, so he doesn't have the accent. He's a villain.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Why?
what's the point? And also, the worst part of it, I told this to Jordan, I was like, they got the original voice of Stitch, Chris Sanders.
Yep.
Who is the writer and director of the original movie?
Uh-huh.
He's just to watch them rip it apart.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's like, I'll do this voice until I can. That's great. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Apparently, they're also planning sequels already.
Why?
And I'm like, what sequel are you going to do? If Jumba's the villain in this movie, Jumba is technically a villain role in this movie and is not redeemable, what's the sequel? Part of the sequel premises of the movies for Stitch was other creations of Jumba, but now Jumba is helping you. He's part of the family.
Yeah.
So unless you're going to end this movie with him becoming part of the family, which wouldn't make sense if he's full villain without Gantu.
So I watched like the first 2 minutes of a review of this movie,
Uh-huh.
and apparently the ending is like really bad.
No.
And also apparently they, from what I've heard, they filled this movie with so much like, hey kids, you remember this? Like, you want to know what's in it? Screaming goat. That's all you have to know, bro.
How did you?
I'll explain later.
You know, it's so funny. They just put out the Zootopia 2 teaser,
Yeah.
and they showed a bunch of, like, characters or
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah,
and
yeah.
one of them is 2 goats.
Yeah.
And someone
Like,
retweeted it, went,
please.
don't fucking do this.
Please.
Don't do it, Disney. The worst part is, I remember when that when they first did the fucking Taylor Swift Screaming Goat meme,
Yeah.
and I fucking ate it up.
Yeah.
When I was, at that exact moment, I went, now I die in a cold ground. It's so funny. I was that guy.
Well, that's because back then it was funny. Now Screaming Goat is like 15 years old.
It hurts.
Let it go.
It hurts my brain.
Nobody thinks it's funny anymore.
You know what sucks too? Because they put it in Thor Love and Thunder as a
Yeah.
bit. In Marvel Rivals, when you're moving the payload with 2 goats carrying it, every now and then you hear Screaming Goat. And it's not loud, it's very quiet, but you hear it, and I'm like,
I don't understand why Hollywood in particular is so obsessed with the
The
screaming
worst
goat.
part is, I fear with how popular it is. Oh, in earnest then. I love this. He's up.
The Phoenix is here.
Odin's about to fuck around.
And find out.
Someone's about to.
Oh, no. Oh! Come on, you can take that. You can't take
Wait.
that.
Odin's so fucking cool.
Holy shit. It literally is just gonna be Pirates 3.
This is honestly even cooler.
Holy shit. He cut the ocean in half.
In such a way that it's not folding back in immediately.
Yeah.
The boat is on it.
Goodbye.
Ah!
Well, you had like 100 men on there. Ah! I can't swim. That's a Pearl Harbor reference.
What?
The movie.
Okay.
The movie. The horrible Michael Bay movie.
Can you imagine? Oh, dude, this is so cool. Look at this. Look at this shot, dude. Look at it.
That's
You're at the bottom of the ocean because it just slashed. You're like, oh, it's raining. That's the ocean.
That's so cool. What a set piece.
It's so fucking raw.
So, like, should we get out of here?
Dude, it's crazy how long we spend in this shot. Because it's like, how good of a slash was that? What are Odin's powers here? Because, like, what forces are holding this fucking ocean together?
It even looks like at the top it would be like...
Folding it, but
Yeah.
it isn't.
What have you done to water?
Like, you broke water.
How'd you break water?
Fix it. Fix it now.
Barnabas! Fix the water! Wait! All Barnabas has to do is just like... and he wins.
What did you do to Joshua?
I killed him.
Joshua, what'd you do to the water?
What'd you do to water?
Oh, I expect he will survive.
He is a phoenix.
Water was fine. Water was not doing anything to it.
Which you call
Water's not even a part of the war. We were just using it as the ground.
Put the water back. Fix the water.
Fix the
You hurt its feelings.
It's sad. It's so sad.
Apologize.
Now there's a left side and a right side to water, and now it's into politics.
the world.
Tell the Democratic water and the Republican water to make up.
Water.
All that live shall gather in death's autumn.
Water's turning the freaking frogs Republican.
The cause of this misery.
Fuck!
Destroy the last of the mother crystals and restore balance to the world.
We got Democrat barracudas and Republican salmon. This is fucking chaos.
The blight is inevitable. Not even the Almighty might stop its endless march. Your efforts will avail us naught. Naught, that is, but suffering. You must embrace the truth, Mythos. Accept your place with the Lord.
You haven't upgraded your sword a bit. I feel like
As long as there's a
should probably do that
chance,
after
there's
this.
a choice.
Okay. I feel like we upgraded my sword semi recently.
I feel like we've done a lot since, though.
We have.
And I think there's probably another upgrade we can get
Could be.
that would make fights going in probably better. You could probably win with the sword you have, but if you want to go, like,
Why not?
yeah,
Why not upgrade?
just make it make it easier.
You learn the reality of your divine
Yeah.
fate. However much it may hurt.
Anyway, time to fight in this fucking set
As far
piece.
away as you can.
So like the water's gonna like come in any second now, right?
Trust me, Jill.
Alright, here we go. Clive versus Barnabas.
Ooh! That's the thing that cut the ocean!
We don't have to do this. Oh, but we do. If only
Oh.
to remind you of
part of the stream where we actually pay attention to the game.
Finally.
No, I was very excited for. I'm always very excited for FF15 streams purely because it's where I kind of just like let loose
Yeah.
all of the shit that I've intaked over like the past week.
Yeah, pretty much. It's always like a nice chill stream while, you know, the world's ending.
Because like we are doing side quests, and we're doing side quests that for the most part, as long as you read the subtitles on the screen, you get what's going on.
Yeah. Ow, that really fucking hurt.
Yeah. He's
Our fates were so easily rewritten.
You're lucky he's not killing you in one hit.
So true. Like a certain Kingdom Hearts boss that I still haven't beaten.
Zora?
Yeah, that guy. Press the attack?
That's alright. Have you been trying?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, you made it sound like you've been trying since.
No.
Which I would have been very impressed by, don't get me wrong.
Maybe like once. Like a long time ago.
Let me tell you, that is a fun fight to win.
I'm sure.
Like, when I watch back my clip on Twitch of
The critical run.
of the critical run of the beating him, I look at it like it's a different person. Because it was like a zone state. I was so locked in for that fight. And the worst is that he takes your Koopa coin, so like I didn't have any security blanket in that fight. I had to beat it. I had to play it well, or at the very least, I had to die before he did.
Yeah. What's going on?
Firefly, you gotta hit him. You gotta damage him. Oh, he's gonna do an attack, Bottles. You gotta stop him, Bottles. No, Bottles. You're gonna die. He's gonna get you, Bottles. Oh, he's so strong. Oh, no. Fuck, oh, shit.
Yeah, there was absolutely no way I was stopping him from doing this.
Fucking dead. He's gonna kill you.
No, he's not.
You failed.
There's no way I did. No, I did my best. Ah! Oh!
Ow!
Ow!
You hit my gallbladder.
No, where did it go? If only Peter can give me his, so that I can lit.
Everything stops and he's just looking at the screen. I'm like, well, go on. I don't have it. What you mean?
What do you mean?
You want my last chat?
I said at the beginning of the stream that we needed it.
What about his? No, I can't use.
No, he's disgusting.
Iron will weighs you down, dragging you ever further from your purpose.
And what is my purpose?
Mythos. Who are we? What are the dominants? The breath of the Creator still warm on our lips. We carry his light that we might guide the masses in his name. We are but mighty acts of God.
We are more than that.
You would be nothing without what he has granted you. The power we wield is his.
I'm just imagining just.
Every time we draw upon it, it wears away at our very
Well,
being.
it's holding for dramatic pause.
It breaks us.
Give it a
makes
second.
us.
He's waiting for them to be done talking.
Aspect might reveal itself. The icon. It is
The
too
icon.
much for even his chosen few. Apart from you, Mythos, you wield the might of many, yet your body does not answer for its avarice.
What are you saying?
What I am saying is that we dominants are a means to an end. We were created for you, that you might drink deep of our strength and
Getting
thereby
FMA vibes
fulfill
with the
your
music cue.
divine purpose.
Which is?
To feed.
That's why you absorb everyone's shit like Kirby.
Look beyond the walls of your prison of self-regard. As long as you choose to ignore this, you shall never penetrate my defenses. Still, you may take solace in the fact that you are not alone in your plight. The The chains of volition shackle all of mankind, but there is yet cause to rejoice. For the Lord, in his mercy, has taken pity on his flawed creations, and shall see them restored to their proper forms.
And what exactly would that be?
Why, loyal servants to God. No.
Manners, Lord Rosfield? They are men, like you and me. Albeit ones unburdened by the wills that drive our kind to madness. They are pure. They are divine.
You mean to turn everyone Akashic?
Not turn, Mythos. Turn back. For too long has mankind been led astray by their clamorous wills. It is time they return to a world of quiet equality, where they might once more know salvation.
Salvation. And abandon everything we hold dear.
We don't need your salvation. We'll save ourselves, and we'll do it on our own terms. Not yours, and not your gods.
Defiant expression of your will, the tighter the chains of consciousness become. But perhaps that fact may be put to use.
Hey, dramatic effect is over.
Uh-oh.
The faster it binds you to the remaining dominance, the stronger your hunger will become. Until it leads you back to the only answer there ever was. Mayhap not by the path my master intended, but back all the same.
You can tell how intense it is when the CGI just picks up suddenly.
You're in no fit state.
Probably not, but I can try.
But what's the other choice?
Yeah, exactly. What's your other option, Clive?
To swim.
Wow, cool. Ice tunnel.
Let it go.
I love that she goes, don't look back, and you can see Clive just...
Yeah. Clive bested. He sure has been. I've been defeated.
I love that sequence. And it's followed by my favorite part of the game.
Oh.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The Shadow Coast, Western Ash. You know it's a good moment when Jill's theme is playing.
The others are safe.
The Enterprise was clear of the gap when we fell. They made it, Jill. And they will have seen the ice where it led. We need only wait till dawn.
Can we show this on YouTube?
I sure hope we can, because I don't think anything is shown aside from Clive's nipples.
Whoa!
This is best in me.
It's artistic, it's fine.
Against him.
Is it weird that I want to see Clive more than I want to see Jill?
Maybe there really is.
Is that-
no place for it, but to give yourself to his master. Only you won't do that. The Clive I know would never do that.
So you believe. But do you really know me? If what Barnabas said was true, then I'm more monster than man.
Can we already have this crisis?
And each time I suck the flames from within,
Yeah, but it's a different angle now.
Yeah, I know.
burn away the things that make me who I am.
Do you, though? Think of what you've used that power for.
every single fight that has a stun bar. Because you need help.
It doesn't matter how or by whom it was granted, only how you choose to use it.
Oh my god, is that the moral of the...
Good, haven't you?
People in the VOD are gonna love this scene.
What if that's my purpose? What if it's all I'm good for?
The poking
You're still that same boy I grew up with. Always so eager to save everyone around you, and yet always so alone. Because you failed to realize the one thing that needed saving most of all.
You.
You, Clive. You. You never once took the time to save yourself.
Myself. I think I might be beyond saving.
No one is beyond saving, provided they want to be saved. You fight to survive. And you survive so that you may protect those you love. It's what you do. What you've always done. And I know you're not about to change. So I'm going to help you. To give you what you need to protect us all.
Jill.
Good man. Didn't break eye contact.
Sure. If this is what you want, then
Camera's
Right
getting a
into
little...
the chorus. Oh.
Don't worry, Clive. It is.
Oh, man.
This burden, I'll give you the strength to bear it alone.
but I'm not alone. These burdens I carry, my sins, my pain, my sorrow, I see now that they are all a part of me.
I love Jill's theme.
It's such a good theme.
Oh, God, this scene.
If I'm to continue on, having pledged my life to those I love, then I will gladly bear your burdens too, until my last breath.
Clive.
I promise you, Jill, we will find a way to escape this fate. Find a way to save each other. That we might one day look upon the moon again, together.
I promise you, Clive, that I will be there, no matter what you must become.
I know. I never thought a smile could bring me so much joy.
Clive ass!
Ah, I did the exact same cheat when I first played the game. The game edged you for so long.
They finally made out! It's about fucking
Oh, God.
time!
There was never a better fucking show of reasoning for mocap than the shot of Jill smiling in that moment. Because in that was such a real true happiness in the face of oncoming despair. And it was so real.
Yeah.
Unbelievably real for a CGI character. God bless mocap. God bless Andy Serkis. He didn't have anything to do with this game, but he's rooted in mocap.
Crime?
I did a little bit.
I saw.
Yeah, I did a little bit. It's a very powerful scene. The fact that they show us they're naked, but the most intimate thing is the sharing of this burden.
Yeah.
What of Barnabas?
It's such a beautifully put together sequence. And it's I don't care what anyone's opinions of the gameplay are. This shit is one of the best Final Fantasy things to ever come out of the franchise.
Something we must do first.
That is such a... The whole story is such a beautifully crafted tale about what it means to have will and what it means to have to be a human, to exist.
Yeah.
And to choose your own existence.
The Einherjar is at the bottom of the sea.
Because it's imagine if we were shown God visibly.
Yeah.
There he is.
There's God.
And he's telling us exactly what we're meant to be and what we're meant to do for him.
We need a plan.
And we're like, no.
And it's I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's what this is. For everything that people preach about what God would want, we don't know. Because for all we know, he's not real. For all we know, he is real, but we've never seen him. We've never talked to him. You know what I mean? They have the proof. They know God. God is Ultima. They see him and they know his will. But they don't want to do that because his will is for them to die and to become not sentient and not human.
Yeah. Well, it's also crazy because it's they have this thing, this through line where it's God shows up and says, there is no free will, you're doing what I want. And Clive goes, no, I'm doing what I want.
Yeah.
There is free will.
It's
Fuck you.
Such a beautiful show of it because you have these deeply personal character stories like this moment where it's Jill's this is going to weaken me. This is going to hit me. This is going to hurt me in the end. I'm going to be weaker for this decision. But you are going to be stronger because it is your burden.
Yeah.
We thought that you were taking this on universally for Sid and for what Sid believed. But you are the center of this. We know this now.
Yeah.
And in order for you to finish what you were starting and what you are going to do, regardless of your strength, I'm going to make you stronger.
Yeah.
By taking this.
Because it's more important for
this
you to be
thing.
stronger than me.
Right. It's such a beautiful moment because the most intimate thing they could do to most people is just have sex on that fucking beach.
Yeah.
But they just did something way more intimate by making that choice. Because everyone else he took the power from.
Yeah.
Forcefully because of the fight. But
Jill gave it to
gave him consent to take this power from her.
Let's hope so.
It's so
And
fucking
it turned into
beautiful.
a beautiful light show
It's
instead of just...
It's so fucking beautiful. It's such a good fucking scene.
The power of ice.
Now you have Shiva powers. And I will say, we're changing the abilities again.
Yes!
Because there is a very cool ability that Shiva has. Do you want to know?
Okay.
Shiva has a cool move
Because it's ice.
If you perfect dodge, it freezes the enemy for
Yes! Yes!
and that's the built-in ability. That's not a cooldown. That is built in.
Let's go. Use the forge. Don't look at me like that. Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah.
They can't make those. You don't have the thing for that yet. The next up would be the Rune Blade Plus.
Oh, yeah. I can make that.
We go to Diamond Sword real quick?
Diamond.
Okay, yeah, no. The next one up is that. Rune Blade Plus. That's your next weapon.
Equip?
Yeah.
We've done it.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. Ah.
Now we're ready.
Ah. Oh, man. Beautiful fucking scene.
Oh, do you want to...
Oh, yeah. So...
Before we end?
Before we end, yeah. So... Here's the thing. Right? Wings of Light sucks.
Yeah.
I like it. That's
Yeah.
alright. But it's not...
But it's not...
It gets
cheapo.
dwarfed by new abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So... Let's go to... Whoops.
We have to go to the abilities. don't you?
That's the other loadouts we got.
That we don't use.
Listen, I didn't have them in my first run. They added them in the patches after. So we have Jesus Christ, so many ability points. So many fucking ability points.
12,000.
So we're going to firstly upgrade Giga Flare, which does increases the number of hits inflicted by the beam. That's
beautiful.
Good. We're also gonna master it. That's not gonna give us much space to play with over here.
Yeah.
But it means we can put Giga Flare on the sheaf and stuff. So
Yeah,
we don't
very
lose
true.
Giga Flare.
Because Giga Flare is very nice to have.
So this is the main one. Slide. So it's slide everly, attacking with circle while sliding temporarily freeze enemies. That's like the normal attack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm wrong. So Diamond Dust is like the. Wait, is it? No, Diamond Dust is a big. What's the fucking? There's a. I think. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, no, I think this is... Increases... Oh, yeah. So, okay, in more details. Circle can be used while sliding to execute a powerful follow-up attack called Frostbite. Enemies struck with Frostbite will become temporarily frozen. Precisely dodging an enemy attack will Cold Snap freezes all enemies within a radius. This is known as Permafrost. Permafrost duration is determined by the strength of the enemy attack dodged. So if it's a big fucking attack that you perfect dodge, and I think it has to be physical, so no beam attacks.
Yeah.
But if it's like a big fucking dude and he slams his fucking sword down and you fucking perfect dodge that shit, he's frozen. You just hit him with fucking damage.
And if you master it, it increases the duration.
Right, which I'm thinking, but that's 3,000.
Yeah, which is like everything we have.
We kinda... We have these from default. These are the two that you start with.
Yeah.
Ice Age is situational, so I think I'd probably replace that. I think Mesmerize draws enemies towards you, which is nice. I think the one that I always use, I think, is Diamond Dust. Yeah, Diamond Dust is the one that I usually pair. So what I'm probably gonna do
Get Diamond Dust on.
is get Diamond Dust and just pair it with Giga Flare, and then we'll just save up points and upgrade from there. But yeah, Diamond Dust is really cool because it's just a big AoE attack, and look at the stagger. It's so good.
We do like a good stagger in this house.
Yeah, and the upgrade increases number of Ice Blast to 2, so you get BAM. Bam!
Good.
It does
Nice.
2, and it increases hits for each one. Yeah, it's a good attack. I definitely keep using that. So we're gonna... Oops. We're gonna... I'm gonna take you and put Shiva on. And, okay, Giga Flare.
It did it for us. It's like, I know.
There you go. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Look at that. And don't worry. The abilities will change again.
Pray I do not change them again, but they will.
But that's you're gonna have fun with it. As long as you land some perfect dodges, shit becomes fucking hilarious.
All right, well, that is where we're going to end it for today. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more streams like this one, hit that bell to know what we're streaming and when. I don't know what we're streaming next week, honestly. I don't know. I have to look at the schedule. I have to make it up as I go along.
Whoopsie. I don't know. Maybe Expedition 33 now.
Probably this game next week.
Yeah, we're close.
And Doom.
Doom, yeah.
Doom on Wednesday, and then Tuesday might be Mario? I think it's Mario.
Paper Mario?
No.
Mario Clips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Steve is free, because
Yeah.
he started to be free on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Then we might go back
I'll
to
keep
Paper
an eye
Mario.
out.
Yeah. We'll see what Steve says.
You're like, Peter, Steve's free. We're gonna do Paper Mario. I'm sitting there like, hear that, little bud?
Jesus Christ. I would hope that you would like look at the message and be like, all right. What?
Look, nothing in particular, just in general. And I'm just like, I got something about casually, just while I'm doing other things, is very funny. Unbothered, in my lane.
So mindful, so demure.
You're like, oh, Peter, have you typed out that stuff we're gonna need for the new skit? Oh yeah, 1 second.
Hey Peter, have you finished the drawing assets for the stream?
Yeah, with my left hand. Everything comes out fucking warped and shitty looking.
Peter, what did I tell you about jerking off while drawing? This is not the first time this keeps happening.
Oh, God, it's so funny. All right.
Anyway, if you want the algorithm to like us, drop a like, please. You know you liked it because you're seeing this, so drop a like, please.
Please.
You got stuff going on?
Sorta. I post art from time to time on Twitter and Instagram. That's Days for Days. You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch, where I might do a thing. Right now I'm prepping for Dogwater Runs 2025. So
In July.
In July.
Trailer coming out soon.
Yeah.
Once the list is done.
Yeah, once we figured out what we're playing. Well, listen, I'm definitely not the only person still holding out. But I'm only holding out because I got to figure out exactly what my estimates are and what I'm doing. So.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's more so that I could, because I always put everybody's name in the trailer,
Yeah.
so I have to see who's running.
Yeah.
Because we have some people in the Dogwater like group chat that are just like, I might run. And it's like, well,
yeah, you can always throw a message in since you put the trailer together.
Yeah.
You can be like, hey, I need to put a trailer together for this. Can you guys like
hurry up?
Can you guys or just get a list of
who's just, can I get a list of
all
who's
games
definitely
they're
running?
gonna run?
Yeah.
They don't even have to put it in the thing yet. They can just
Yeah.
be like, hey, can I get a game you're gonna run so that you have something to put behind their name?
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I'm Bottles.
Hey.
And we
good to be back.
Continue.